You're listening to Brigade Radio 1.
Welcome to the Antisocial Show.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming to get you.
And here's your hosts, Underblock and Tyson Sater.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Anti-Social Show, a show where everybody loves Raymond. I'm Hunter Block, and he's
Tyson Sater. Yes, so what we've done is we just got done with our talk with Andy Kindler. It started off with Mr. Kindler and myself talking for probably a good 45 minutes to an hour. Not sure what'll make the cut. And then Hunter was able to join us.
Yes.
And we did commence with a quiz, so you've got that to look forward to. And if you didn't read this in the description already, there's another what is it called? Oh, it's called what do these mean words mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So we got to do another one of those. It was a very fun show. It was a very nice guest.
Oh my God, he was He was sweet. He was fantastic.
Very funny too. We were joking around a lot, and it was a good time. I can't say enough nice things. So I'll stop.
Absolutely. It was I'm glad that I got to because like I said, so dear listener, we've been knowing about him being on the show for quite a while now, and about a month, I think, right, Tyson?
Something like that. It's been actually like a month and a half. We booked this ago. Yeah.
So I was definitely looking forward to this, and again, because work got so crazy, I thought I wasn't going to be able to make it.
Right.
But I tried like hell, and I'm glad that I was able to actually be here. So
I appreciate that you were able to come by. I appreciate that it didn't, because it's thank you. You
welcome. No, thank you.
Stuff happens, and there's like it could have gone a different way, but I'm glad you're able to.
Me too.
Share in that because it was fun. It was fun to hang.
Oh, definitely was. I mean, I think he was awesome. I mean,
it's very nice, and I always feel like I'm being rude or I might be forgetting something. It's just I'm very self-conscious that way, and it put me at ease, and I appreciate that a great deal. So so that's what you're in store for, and thank you for listening up to this point. So we'll see you on the other side of this chunk of audio that comes next.
Yes, definitely.
Hello, thank you for being here, sir.
Sorry, it took me. I was getting panicky. Can you see me?
I cannot see you. I can see.
Okay, what do I
I'm
do?
actually
All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay, wait a second.
There's a thing that looks like a square with one ear. There it is.
There it is. Okay.
And that's the symbol for the camera.
Is the mic okay?
Yeah, you sound great. Let me make sure you're.
I'm using a fancy mic.
Nifty. What kind you got?
It's a It is a Shure.
Okay.
Shure SM57.
That's awesome. I hear they make great microphones. I mean, I have heard great things about them. Let's see here. Okay, good. My son has gone back to.
I woke him up?
No, but he did wake up for some reason. He doesn't often these days, even though he's almost 2.5. He has been sleeping through the night. So, yeah. So, my co-host is going to be late tonight.
Okay.
As he works at night normally. I don't know how long I've got you for, but I could try to.
How long do you normally do?
Long as you allow us to. I mean, if it's anti-social show, it can go. That's this, by the way. The backwards thing that I see in the mirror.
Okay.
That can go for 2 to 3 hours, but usually on the two-sided. But I'm not asking that of you. And if it's Succotash, which I also do episodes of now, you've met Mark Hirsch on before.
Right.
Then it doesn't need to be, it could be like 40 minutes or whatnot.
I would go with the shorter. I would go with like an hour. Whatever let's say you have me for an hour.
Okay.
No problem.
That'd be fantastic.
So you could do whatever you want in that hour.
If my co-host Hunter shows up, I have a game that we've created for you guys to play.
Cool.
But in the meantime,
Should I arrange this differently somehow? It's grid view, or what should I do? Content view?
grid view. See what that does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better for me because I don't see myself as much then.
See, I'm sharing my screen with you. So if I turn that off, then you will see what you should be. You would see something different.
I see you. I can see you.
Only me. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
can still see. I could see me up in the corner like I was before, and then
You can see me full screen.
you full screen. Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like when when Hunter and I do a show together. Is
Very exciting.
isn't it?
Except there's it's better when you go to that view because I'll keep looking at myself, and then there's a delay.
I hear what you're saying. What could also happen is that when he comes in, this is kind of backwards to me, but over here there'll be, I can't point with my finger disappearing. To the side of you, there will be he'll pop up, and then I will likely take the window and place us in the middle somewhere, but not right now.
I see. Now
Now it looks like I'm growing out of your forehead.
we don't want that.
No, although it's great for a listening audience.
I can't talk to you in this view.
Oh no,
Somehow you degrid viewed me on your own.
I uncoupled from the grid somehow.
No, maybe I did it because you maybe can't control how I see it, right?
It's likely I can't. No, because you're seeing it how I'm seeing it because I'm sharing my screen with you. So
Okay, that's good for me. Now, what are you about? What are the no gods? What's happening with that?
Oh, no gods.
You're not a new atheist, right? Please tell me.
No. So
Please tell me.
that is
No gods are kings.
only men.
Love that.
That is from a video game called BioShock.
Oh my God.
It came out in it came out in the 2000s, and this character here is kind of a fictionalized version of.
Oh, the guy in the it looks like a hologram almost.
Yeah, or he looks kind of like an Orson Welles type.
Yeah.
Yeah, his character he's called Andrew Ryan, which is an anagram of Ayn Rand, because basically the people who created this video game created a what if scenario, like what would it be like if there actually was this utopia and sort of this alternate history.
Who'd you hit then? The microphone?
My microphone, yeah, it wasn't there a second ago because if I get out, it disappears and it's gone. Oh, and it's back.
Oh, you're the worst magician I think I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
But maybe you are a magician. That's a bad thing for me to say. You might be a professional magician.
Oh, but even if I was, that'd be a fantastic thing because it could very well be true, and also would lower people's expectations of my abilities.
And also, I'd be like Don Rickles or something like that.
Right. Sure, make this hockey puck disappear.
Yeah.
Well, so thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Right. I haven't done any homework or really realize what I'm doing here, nor do I remember our initial
Contact?
So our initial contact. I know it's on Twitter, and I know that I'm familiar with something that I follow you on Twitter.
You do, thank you.
And I do know something about you, but then you unfortunately have caught me in the part of my life where it's all shutting down. It's all shutting down, Tyson.
I hear you. I am not.
It's shut down. Did I say it was shutting down before?
I think you did say it was shutting down.
It's shutting down.
So
The memory's gone.
Sorry, go ahead.
The memory's gone.
I do find that things are squeezing out that I used to have in my memory banks.
No, I'm actually fine. You know what it is? I'm actually have an amazing mind. And you know what it's from? Taking Prevagen.
Prevagen. I've heard of that. Is that one of those do not take if you're allergic to Prevagen kind of things?
No, it's one of these. First of all, it's from a substance found in jellyfish. So I think it explains itself.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Well, yeah.
And it's one of these, a few things they have out now that they're trying to get you to take.
Mm-hmm.
One will make you look like Einstein.
Ooh.
This one if you see it, you won't believe the commercials. So the commercials are where the guy goes, yeah, well, past 10 years, people say, well, oh man, is your mind like a steel trap? They say to me, my friends.
Mhm.
I say and they say, he says this, I've taken Prevagen for about 5 years. About 5 years.
About
And he's
5
claiming, he's claiming his mind is. So these things I think they're not snake oil,
Mhm.
but only because they're not made of snake oil.
Not made of snake. Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, it is come to light that snake oil is actually good for you. That actual snake oil is good for you.
Well, it never was about the snake.
No. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So, what was the original pitch? In other words, the original pitch was. The original pitch was these guys were always offering. The new information is they were always offering something good. These snake oil salesmen,
Mm-hmm.
magical snake oil.
They'd come.
We'd be
rolling
more
through
healthy
town.
if we had. Yeah,
Be like
It's
Yakov's
good.
Golden Elixir from Inspector General Danny Kaye, one of my favorite movies.
I am so Danny Kaye challenged.
To be fair, I have seen exactly 3 of his films, and there are more of them, but they are some of my favorite. Well, 2 of them are at least a couple of my favorite comedies. I saw The Man with the Diner's Card once. I enjoyed it. Don't remember much about it. My 2 favorites are pretty much Inspector General, as mentioned, and The Court Jester.
That's the one with the schmuckle did the macamane, the schmeeka dinky danky dang.
That's exactly it.
The
Yes.
schmuckle and a pickle and a schnockle and the hookle.
And the hingy, the finger, the friend of the sea, and the
People love now. I was sadly Fred Willard passed away and his amazing wife passed away.
Oh,
They
wow.
love Danny Kaye. They love Danny Kaye.
Yeah.
I don't know why it depressed you just to tell you that one anecdote. I had to name drop even while introducing 2 people who passed away. Not my best name dropping work.
It's it's a pretty heavy name too. Mr. K was
Mr. K.
Mr. K. Mr.
Are you calling me Mr. K?
Oh, that's right. You would be a Mr. K as well.
Who else was Mr. K?
Mr.
Oh, Danny Kaye.
With Danny K.
Now, is he one of these guys who, in private, would bite your head off?
I have heard one thing or another. I've heard somebody said he used to say he was a devil to work with, but that was one of my uncles, and I don't think he ever actually worked with him. Because he wasn't in show business for one thing.
That's what I figured. I wasn't going to say that, but then the way you said it made it sound like it wasn't.
Right. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
We had this. There was a great story that Gilbert Gottfried tells that I will not tell, but it has to do with Danny Kaye and Sir Laurence Olivier. And I think Danny Kaye played a joke on Olivier at an airport involving a strip search of some sort. And that's all I want. And that's the actual
That's
story.
pretty good.
I mean,
That is some excellent stuff.
Yeah. And of course, because it's Gilbert, he always starts the story off with "I heard," and then continues it. He had some great "I heard" stories. It's a good podcast. His podcast is.
Wait, now what is that? That's not Succotash.
No, that is Gilbert Gottfried's amazing colossal podcast.
Right now, how many podcasts do you have?
Personally, I have.
Are you a podcast mogul?
Oh, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, who knows? There's time. Let's see. So I have currently
Like Wolfberg, like that famous wolf pack,
Earwolf
Wolfarama, Earwolf. That's right.
and Wolf Pop, which actually is defunct now, I believe. But yeah, Wolf
Oh,
Pop.
but Earwolf, that guy is. You see, he's got Jaguars and expensive Rolexes. Scott.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Rolls down
Yeah,
the street
guys.
out the window. I'm Scott Ackerman, bitches, I believe is what he said.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
That's exactly what he says, which I think is up.
It can be.
Yeah.
Especially with the Doppler effect, because if he goes by too quick, you hear and it sounds
The Doppler Effect was a band I was in the early '90s. I was in after Sig Alert.
very cool. Electric violin?
After Sig Alert, after Sig Alert broke up, I got involved with the. I already forgot. See, this is the mind. I forgot the other reference.
Oh, I just realized that I'm too dumb to realize that Sig Alert is another reference tagging up on the Doppler effect.
I can't believe you. It's not really the same category, but I thought you'd get it.
Yeah, you took a chance. You threw it out there. I didn't get it. I'm sorry, but I'm sure somebody would.
If you go into an AM radio station, which you shouldn't go into, but let's say you were in there and you said, "Hey, can you ask the traffic guy what a Sig Alert is?" They'll throw you out of the thing. They're sick of it. You're sick of it. That was something that was interesting to AM radio in 1987.
AM radio.
And do you know what it is?
Let's see. You started in 1987. What was the Sigler something?
You started in it? I started in.
I think I think it says somewhere that you've been active since 1987. I don't know if that's true. Since you said 1987.
That's what they say at the retirement home. He's very active now.
Ever since
That's what they
87.
say. They say, no, that's no, anything you read about me is probably untrue. I forgot again what we were talking about. I think I'm
That's perfect.
I'm not doing a bit so much as not doing anything.
Can I tell you a little something about?
Sure.
Okay, so my first exposure to you in time in history, or your first.
Now, are you
exposure to me-
recording now? You're not even recording.
Oh, I am. We are. Yes.
Okay,
I figured. I hope. I hope.
You can use anything that I say, unless it's something horrible. If I say I would like to kill Eddie, I would like to kill Eddie T. Smith, and I'm going to do it. Eddie T. Smith III. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it later tonight after this. And I don't know if I can curse. Can I? I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him.
Right now, somewhere.
After this podcast. Eddie, no, get it right. Eddie T. Smith.
Eddie T. Smith. Eddie
The
T. Smith,
third.
Your days are numbered, sir. Is something that we would never say because we would.
Does he listen to the recording of your show? I didn't know that.
It is possible that he might somewhere out there, and he's probably, well, he's not right now, but if he's listening, it is technically right now for him as well as us. It's just a different right now. It's a then.
Every time you say right now, I think of the song Right Now, which probably nobody even knows anymore.
Who's that by?
Right now by the Youngbloods. Come on, people now.
Oh.
I'm putting some mustard on the hot dog. Smile on each other. That's not the way I really sing. So don't even get the everybody get together. You can't really sing that song without making it sound funny. But that was a song that I loved as a young child.
It is a good song. I always thought it was called Get Together, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I'm often wrong about song names. It's not called Right Now? Wow.
I mean, it could be just,
It's not called She Loves You, ooh, 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 like I heard it in Peggy Sue Got Married?
Apparently not. Or like, Girl, You Know It's True, ooh, 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 which always kind of bugged me. But there was...
Is that the infamous guys who got fired?
Yes.
Who are they?
It was Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, here's the way here we go. Girl, you know it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I could be like you. Blue. Your shoe. That's the way they practice it. They never actually, of course, they never sang. Mm-hmm. So it was all robots. And then they would just
and it comes
rhyme.
In with the ooh, 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 because there was nothing that rhymed that they could put in there otherwise. But they did have the shoulder moves, which were pretty cool when they did it.
I don't know. It's that must be so embarrassing in retrospect.
Oh yeah, there's a great story about it. Like
for both Philly and Vanilli.
The one who's still alive talks about it at great length and how they were basically swindled out of their careers and sort of sandbagged by the record company and another producer. His name is Fab Morvan, and he he doesn't have a podcast yet, but if you put that into YouTube, you can find some good stuff on him. Saying exactly what went wrong during that period of time.
Wow. So was he actually a singer then? He was actually a singer, probably.
They both were.
So they got railroaded into some kind of...
Completely. Yeah. I didn't know that until, many years later. And that's, and of course, I just remember how many Milli Vanilli jokes there were, plus like Ishtar jokes that were pretty unfair. Because Ishtar's funny.
I never saw Ishtar, but I've heard Ishtar's funny.
It is quite funny.
And especially the opening scenes, I've been told.
That's I don't know if it was me, because that's exactly the stuff. Like when it comes on, and it's them at the piano. You're hearing audio of them working on music, Hoffman and Beatty, and it is some of the funniest, giggle-inducing stuff for me.
Are they bad on purpose, or they're not bad? Actually?
Yes, and what a talent it was for Paul Williams to do the songs and write what he called bad songs on purpose, for them to then pretend like that they were going to write and were writing. But I
love Paul Williams so much.
He's some people say he's over, but I say he's only just begun. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You seem like you had that one loaded up. That's what it sounded like to me.
Was it the sudden change of expression on my face that said, "Oh, I had a thought"?
That's what happened. Now, Tyson, of the podcasts that you have, how many have we done so far?
You and I.
Could you use this in any of the current podcasts that you told me about because you contacted me and said you want to be on this thing,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you started to go, which one you want?
Yeah.
You want raspberry lemon?
Mhm.
You want grape, or do you want to be waterboarded? And I thought that was a joke.
Hmm.
I don't want to be waterboarded, Tyson. That's a terrible show.
Clearly
It's a terrible podcast.
Oh yeah, doesn't even make a good YouTube video. Oh wait, no, that was a feeding tube. Never mind.
But someone was waterboarded, right? Like, what's his face was waterboarded? Hitchens. He gave. Someone told me Hitchens said he was going to get waterboarded, and then he gave up on it or something.
Gosh, I hadn't heard that. No, but yes, and I hadn't heard that.
Was that your improv?
I mean, it's.
Did you say yes and,
I
or
did
just
say
happened
yes
to be?
Yes, and I hadn't heard that. I have actually trained in improv. Not, I haven't performed in years, but
Me too. Just say anything, anything, and I'll make it funny. Anything.
Anything.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? In the bathroom? Good night, everybody. In the bathroom?
Actually, it should be ass cat. That's
Is ass cat one of the polar things? Amy Polar?
yes.
UCB? It's a UCB
God,
joint? Is it a UCB joint?
It very much is, yeah. When you said
Ass
polar,
cat.
I literally had the word like
Bipolar.
north and south, yeah. Like the Polar Express in my head. So in my head, I was going through all the pictures of what that could possibly mean. And then when you said Amy, yeah, of course that's
Right. So it would be like a sketch. You would be the comic. I would be the comic for, I forget what the rest of the goings on were on Ass Cat.
it's they do heralds, I believe, on that, or a herald, or I'm not really sure how the herald organism actually breaks down. I mean, I understand.
I don't even know. It's one of those references I know about to make fun of. Oh, you're an improv?
Oh.
You do heralds?
You do heralds? Yeah, it's a long form improv scene where people kind of come and go, and I'm sorry, I had to do that.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Oh yeah.
How long were we both out for?
I've got there are no clocks in this room. No, it's
Oh my! Are you in an escape room? Because a lot of people say that my act to them is very much like an escape room. You want to get away from it, but you're so desperate that you start to lose your ability to think clearly because you hate it so much, and that's how I get you. That's how I get you.
I like the idea.
Who was that guy we hated? Find him.
Find him. Go after him. I do like the idea of an escape room. I like the idea of a really pleasant escape room that's probably called like Escape the Pina Colada Song Room. And that's all I got.
Do you like the Suicide song? In a little while from now,
Oh yeah, I used to perform.
I'm not feeling any less sour. Promise myself. No, who did he die from suicide?
I don't know. Gilbert O'Sullivan was his name.
Yes.
Was that his real name? Did he literally have the name of the two famous composers in one name? I could.
You know what? He could be one of those people like your whole life you thought it was a bet. The bet might be his name.
Well, it's true. I mean, my name's Tyson Sainer. I can't help that.
That's not your name.
It really is, yeah. And now
You know what? I thought as soon as you said that, I thought that this is his real name. But before that, I would think it wasn't your real name. I would think it'd be like your chicken is even better and saner.
Mhm.
I'm like Tyson Chicken, but I'm more real.
It's a good point. Another question.
Tyson is a weird first name. Is that a birth name?
It really is, yeah.
No, you just said that to me. How many times do you think you need to say it to me before I can? I think I'm stupid, and my dad reinforced this with me. He's passed now,
my condolences.
but he was very bright, and he didn't mean to, but he was so bright that he made me feel stupid. But now I think, you know what? He was onto something.
Oh, his screen is.
Has your assistant gotten here? Not assistant. Has your other?
That's a good question. He has.
So,
He has. Sorry, I didn't mean. I don't know why that didn't need to sound like a snarl, but as I was.
no, it was
back in
not
my
a.
mind-
It was not at all. It sounded like you sound very. You're very gracious. You have a certain vim, and you have a certain vitality.
I love the word vim.
No, well, vim you prefer over vigor.
It depends if it's balsamic vigor.
Look. let me get this out of the way right now, Tyson. I love puns.
Oh, thank God.
But I still now I don't want you to think that the time I put in now is not time is that has to be time towards the hour game show. Tell me the three show. Give me the three shows I'm doing that I might be doing.
Okay, so there's.
Why can't it be just this show? Andy Kindler and Tyson Saner.
Well, you could totally do that. There's no reason why it couldn't be. Technically,
but you don't have a show like that.
No, so I do have one. Okay, so there's Antisocial Show, which is this one that I host with Hunter. We've been doing it actually since October of 2016. I know Thought Spiral started.
Oh my God, that's a long time.
Yes, but
I think that's where I've heard of you first, maybe, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Okay. It's possible that before I started Antisocial Show as a host, I was helping out Mark Hershon by sending him clips, and I've been doing that since 2012, I want to say. So
why do you want to say it, but then you did say it? See, when people say first of all, I want you to know I'm playing a character this whole time, kind of.
2013. That's why. But
I am playing a character a little bit.
Oh, I understand.
I'm giving you the business. No, but it could be Tyson. You can't tell. You're very poker faced.
Thank you.
Right? So you could be having so much contempt right now. I don't know. You could be filled with contempt. It could be coming out of the headphones. But you seem as if you're having a nice time. This is fine with you that I seem to be breaking in. My podcast, the thing I like about working with you is that my podcast partner, he can't stand that I won't let him get a word in edgewise, that I cut him off, that I don't listen. He expects when he says something that I know what it was, Tyson F. Saner.
Wow. How's that for
Wait, are you playing piano music or is that in my head?
That is actually okay. So the living room is.
Well, this is a fake backdrop, right?
It is. Yeah.
But I think of you in some kind of a cathedral.
Thank you. It's So there is actually a green screen behind me, but this is something that comes with Skype for free. Like so without a green screen, like you could.
You're killing me. Now you're killing me. You're telling me that Skype, if you join today, or join now, we will include something that isn't real. It's not real that you can use. Right. That we probably ripped off of the Saks Fifth Avenue. That's not the name of that cathedral. That's not the name of the Saks Fifth Avenue Cathedral.
St. Pat's?
That's what I meant.
Okay, cool.
You're a Christian, so you know.
Right.
You're so lucky you would never be mistaken for a Jew. What? Siri. Hey, Siri.
That was my, I don't know. Normally, I said good question. I don't know what I said. Because normally I have to say, okay, in order for it to hear me. And then, but okay. I say that and then I say Google.
No, why do you say okay? That triggers it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
well,
Google.
I say that, yeah. And
I'm so excited because I want your Google. Why can't your Google hear me? And why do I want it so bad?
Because this goes directly into the I know. Well, if I have a question like, hey, Google.
You have a great voice that you could have used, and if you were born in a different time, you could have been a radio guy. Why would you want to be the radio guy? 65 Degrees. I'm Tyson Saner, and you're listening to The Quiet Storm all night long. We've got the Moody Blues.
Later tonight, we'll be playing Steely Dan's Asia from End to End. That's a soft.
Can you back announce it?
Sorry?
Do you use the expression back announce?
Back announce. Oh, no, I like the sound of that, though.
I learned that from Tom Sharpling of The Best Show. He says, they back announce. It's like when you come back, when you're listening to music on the radio, and then you go, what was that song? And then at the end of like a half hour, they go, you were listening to Mantovani's.
Oh.
And that was Jumpin' Jack Flash by, you guessed it, the Rolling Stones. I'm Tyson Saner.
That was...
Okay, now what's the piano? Tell me where the piano thing, is that part of the package?
I will, but I've got one. So.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That was John Cale's 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Yes, your radio wasn't off.
Wrong.
That is actually... Sorry.
There's a Kale reference, and these people don't get him. Kale with a K. Would that be better for you people? I'm mad at an imaginary crowd.
Well, that's fine. Juiced kale tastes not unlike apple juice.
What is it?
Juiced kale, like the fresh stuff. Yeah.
You don't do kombucha, right? You're not someone who.
I am actually the guy who, I'm the one who tweeted you the kombucha joke.
What was the kombucha joke?
So I asked you what your thoughts were on kombucha, just to see if you had any, because I didn't want to and then you answered, you said, not a fan, tastes like it was fermented in a shoe, which is hilarious.
Right. I remember that one.
And I said, I was like, I feel like this has been pointed out before because it's, anybody can make this joke, as my thought. But I think if Dennis Miller had a kombucha,
Remembering that.
it would be called kombucha cha.
Kombucha cha.
And you retweeted that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Look, the talk show the radio show didn't work out. So my smart mouth, I can't sell my smart mouth mints anymore. So I hope you get those down to the health food store there, Choo Choo, and get some of my kombucha cha-cha. Kombucha cha-cha.
I gotta say, the thought of not being able to have a healthy biome tends to get stuck right here. That's a weird reference to Deliverance. No,
It's
sorry, disclosure.
napalm. It's napalm for your goo-goo. Ha ha. See, Dennis Miller a couple of years from now, that's what it'll be like.
Goo goo ha.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Cheney. I like Cheney. So what? If he sees footage of himself, you think he'll ever? No, because he'd have to change to see it.
That's true. Did you ever see Adam McKay's dick? I think it was. No. I just realized that.
Well, I have seen his actual dick. That's what you're asking me.
But the
No.
movie,
No.
it's quite good.
What was it about?
It was about Dick Cheney.
Oh, the Cheney movie. That's right. I wanted to see that. Yes, I did want to see that.
It's worth it. I tend to see a lot of movies, not as many as I used to, but that's part of having a baby, and I'm not complaining because I'd take it over that. But I did used to. I have a lot of crap in my.
And you have are you raising the baby with somebody?
Yes, my wife is.
What are you looking up? Is your wife like on a different level near where that old
Where this thing
clock
is?
looks like it? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, where that guy is.
So what the audience can't see until it gets to the video version of this, which is going to be years from now, is
People will not see me. I love that.
they will eventually, theoretically.
Oh, okay. Okay, I haven't signed off for that.
It's true, but I could blur you if it's
No, you're fine. You're fine. Do whatever you want.
Thank you. So my wife is putting our son back to sleep. He woke up crying for some reason, so I came back out and we kind of put him back down again, and then started the rocking process. And what you're hearing is the lullaby music that is
That's so cute. You're gonna hate to be sued when BMI gets those lullaby people on your ass.
Right. It's a good point.
You can't use any of this.
I could work around it.
No, you can't. You're fine.
I could work.
First of all, shame on you, the person who's coming from that company
Yeah.
to collect their 3 cents. Just sounds like background music. I'll give you $5 for background.
I'll tell you, I remix podcast audio, and so I kind of am geared to hear something and think, oh, that would make an interesting song, and I cannot help but hear drums over this now because I've heard it so many times. Yes.
That's not good for lullabying.
No. But then again, neither are all the voices screaming in my head. So then again, so I first became aware of you in early Comedy Central commercials. So real quick, I'll mention that the co-host that you were mentioning from Thought Spiral is Josh Weinstein, who now goes by Jelvis Weinstein, or also J. Elvis. And he for those of you who don't know, was the original voice of Tom Servo on Mystery Science Theater 3000 with Joel Hodgson, the original host. And also he was the original counterpart to Dr. Clayton Forrester, a character known as Dr. Larry Earhart. And so there was a Turkey Day marathon on Comedy Central years and years ago, and I put a tape in there and so I could have something to listen to as I went to sleep, because I found listening to Mystery Science Theater very soothing. But also what I got was all the commercials that were running, and so I heard this Dr. Katz spot over and over again as I'm falling asleep, and it would come back, and it would be the bit where it's you're auditioning, and Dr. Katz, and this is the 6th episode of the first season, I believe, and he's saying, the guy says slate, and I start to talk and fool around, and he say, look, don't be sticky. and you had a very funny take on that. And
Yeah, I said, you don't be chicken. You know how I hear that? I hate the Jews. That's how I heard that. And I remember that it was a commercial audition for this product. I can't think of like an office copier or something, but they were like popular. Their like Staples or whatever it was. Their commercials were like not funny, but they were like, well produced or whatever. So they had it in their mind what they wanted. And I did a lot of riffing at commercials and auditions to avoid the audition.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy was like, he could have had blonde hair. He could have had riding boots on. He could have had
Jod Purrs and a writing prop?
Yes, something like that.
Is it?
I hate the Jews. Oh no, Jod Purrs are I don't know.
Those weird pants.
Jod Purrs are the thing on the thing that looks like the pizza slicer. The pizza cutter.
The pizza cutter, the little wheel with the thing on it. Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah, it's not TV. It's those commercials that get me.
Hey, wait a second. What are you listening to? What are you spying on my? I'm the only person who would have a podcast, and that would be suspicious when someone would quote something from it. What's your game, buddy? I know your show that you're on. Oh, that's how you know your career's not going well.
Yeah, so I'm fairly current with Thought Spiral in that I have definitely listened to the last. Okay, sorry, a message from my wife coming in about the status of my baby sleeping.
You're such a great dad.
Well, thank you.
My parents left me with a bowl of water for 14 years and dry food.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Think of me exactly.
The upside of that is that you became inured to Ebola. Oh, a bowl of water. Oh, that's terrible.
No, I like it. Ebola. What if? Who is it? Okay, I almost want to launch into a Seinfeld. Nobody wants that. Who are these people?
So I've been listening mostly to the. Okay, this is kind of messed up. So when I became aware,
so we got you on the Dr. Katz. We got the Dr. Katz promos. I thought you were going to talk about the commercials I did for Comedy Central. I did a series of commercials. They were like sold the stars to the Maps homes, and so
yes,
because I'm such a narcissist, I'm like, oh, I'm sure he's going to bring up the classic Andy Kindler Comedy Central spots, as if anybody remembers me except me, and I'm losing some of the memory.
Well, you did also say in the same episode that something about your target audience being men who of your age who are you.
Men my age who are me. That seems to be, that's the group. My favorite thing I did on Dr. Katz was doing my mother. Yes. And they like California, Andy. So I want to visit Sausalito, Andy. My wife, when I met my wife, that was the first bit that she heard of mine that she enjoyed. So I'm just saying, giving you two messages. She didn't like most of my act. She did. I mean, she met me when I was bombing all the time, every night. So what are you going to do?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You had a funny take on the Three Stooges. I don't mean to go all Byron Allen, but I
do whatever you want. I love this kind of thing.
But these are definitely like little things that stood out. So now, when you said that you said that you figured out why women don't like the Three Stooges, and you said it's because they aren't funny. That's why women don't like the Three Stooges. Now that seemed perfectly straightforward to me, but you were saying the Three Stooges aren't funny. Yes.
Right. Oh, I see.
Did that ever get?
Oh, I really. I know why because they're not. Women aren't funny. Oh, I would have been.
No, I didn't think you had said that, but that's what I wondered if anybody ever thought you had. And
no one has ever thought of that, but I think it's like, I hope to God nobody laughed at that joke thinking that the joke was anti-women, pro Three Stooges. I think my intent is so obvious on it. People,
good. I'm glad that nobody ever took.
But it's an excellent point because I've had a lot of things where I had something structured and I can't figure out why it's not working, and then you realize you're phrasing it in a way that's confusing.
I would say I call it ambivalent? No, ambiguous. Because there are things that sound completely ambiguous.
Using a smoke buddy.
Oh. Oh, is that what that is?
Exactly what it is.
I thought it was. Never mind. I don't. On the off,
Carburetor.
on the off chance that you would laugh and blow something out there, I don't want to. I was going to make a joke, and there's a possibility that it could have hit you just the right way, and then you would have made a mess, and I don't want to do that to you.
I know, but now that you said, now you can't stop thinking about. I can't believe that time that I told that comic that he was definitely going to laugh.
Well, if you want to do your smoke buddy thing, I can do the visual on it. Oh, see, I thought it was a thing that calls mute ducks.
I like it. I like that
Thank you. It's just what it looked
because
like.
that would normally make a sound. That's very good.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
The judges would have been happy with that. That would have won. That would have been sufficient on wait, don't tell me about the thing.
Wait, don't
Wait,
tell me
wait,
sounds
wait.
familiar.
Oh, it's kind of a show it's a show on NPR. It's a game show on the weekends that kind of drives you crazy after a
Oh,
while.
cool. Does it have like lots of cool factoids and things?
Yeah, I think it does. But it has like Paula Poundstone and people calling in, and
Oh,
it's okay. But it's okay in a very NPR style way. Like, oh, tell them what they kind of have that. Tell them what they win.
really? Like a
Sure.
kind of Don Pardo sort of thing.
There's a certain aspect of NPR that has a game show kind of component, and the anchor show being wait, don't tell me,
Uh-huh.
which is on the weekend, and it's a fad.
That sounds fun. Most fads are fun.
It's not that much. It's not that much fun. It's
Not
like
that-
people are very excited because comedians are ad-libbing,
Mhm.
but the questions are soft, and everyone wants to laugh very hard.
There is a show very similar to that it's been on the BBC for years called QI. It's one of my favorite programs ever, but it's hard to get over here. And it's basically, it is Stephen Fry. Are you familiar with his work?
I am familiar with not his work so much. I mean, I know he's an actor. Yeah,
Mhm.
I recently he's getting he may be getting cozy with some of these new atheist people. I don't know, but I know he's a very good actor. I'm sorry I brought you down with the new atheist part.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's so he was the host. They do it yearly. Each season is a letter of the alphabet. So he was there until I think season, I'm going to say M. I think I stopped watching around K or L. And they were, it's all good. It's just, it was, it takes a while for some shows to come out. And I think just got home, let me grab a quick smoke and turn on my computer. That's my co-host. So that's right. And that's my
Wow.
sitcom title. That's my co-host.
Do you smoke cigarettes as well?
I do not. I used to, but I do not.
I'm glad that we don't. And we need to now do an intervention with your and really make it uncomfortable.
Okay.
And say, look, just grab a quick smoke. This ends today. It ends now. Oh, I just made myself sick thinking about it. Forget it. Let's not do it.
Yeah, I did smoke for like 20 years, but I quit in like 2014, I guess. So
Wow, that's a long time.
yeah, from age 19 to age 39, basically.
Wow. And did you quit because you couldn't take it anymore? That you were scared what would happen later? Because I used to smoke in college. Why do I have to say I was in college? You didn't ask me that.
I don't know.
I could bring college into any conversation. Oh, you like foosball?
Mhm.
I used to play that in college.
Oh yeah. Oh, somebody went to college.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot what we were talking about because I went off on that tangent.
Oh, just so my co-host should be ready. So no, he was smoking. So yeah, but
Oh,
we were
right.
going to do a stage and intervention possibly. Oh, another thing I loved hearing you on was the Todd Glass show.
Oh, I loved this show.
I just started re-listening to, I think, your first appearance because sorry, there's a bit of a delay. So it looked like you were going to say something, but it was actually the slowdown of the head and.
Oh, well, I have to tell you something that happens to me on stage every night. I mean, that's why, like, when the quarantine started, I couldn't tell any difference. Delays, people not getting it. Doesn't sound like they hear me. That was happening back in the clubs. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-bum.
I love the little bumpers that you add to Thought Spiral and the little sounds.
That's not me. That's Josh.
Oh well, no, I mean yes, but I mean the stuff that
But he's
inspires.
very angry with me. He's very angry, and he's not angry with me, but he should be angry with me because I don't listen to all the bumper. I want to hear the bumpers, but I don't want to hear my voice. Do you listen to your own voice? It's hard, right?
Well, as I edit the show.
That's it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, I do, and it's okay. I've gotten used to it. I also have a show on YouTube where I play video games, so I have to edit that as well. So I have to look at myself at the same time as hearing myself, so it's even worse.
Now, we are from different generations, and we are really from different generations in the sense that I have no experience with video games, and it's not generational because people my age should have. I'm 64.
Mm-hmm.
Many people my age do have it, but it never interested me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big hole in my life.
Well, I was thinking about that, and I think, if you don't mind my saying so, that I know that Mr. Weinstein is a fan of video games. If the two of you, if Thought Spiral or whatever had a Twitch channel, it would do very well.
Yeah, but now you're actually talking above my head because I know what Twitch is,
Mm-hmm.
but it sounds to me like I'm going to start guessing. It's me and Josh, and we're doing the podcast, but people can also hear us eat lunch and like that kind of thing. Don't you see? Don't some of these people get seen 24 hours a day on Twitch?
Do I get concerned by seeing people 24 hours?
No. I said, aren't they? Don't some people have to be on all the time, and people are watching them all the time?
Oh, some do, yeah.
Probably not.
But mostly, I find most of the people who need to do it all the time are people who aren't well known. So people who could do it one night a week.
Yeah, but you have skills that like you probably could sniper somebody, or you could probably, you know what I mean? You have marketable skills from these video games that I don't know. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I'm not. I am actually pretty okay at games, but finding sponsorship is it's tricky.
Oh, I know what you're saying. But would you say that when you get into a certain category, everybody's at the same kind of level? Or is it like not skateboarding? Is it like whatever where there's like Tony Hawk? There's like a Tony Hawk.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, there is a.
You hear what it is?
I know, I understand. But with skateboarding,
Yeah.
there's a mind body, there's a physicality to it, and
Right.
It's not that there isn't a physicality to that piece of plastic in your hands. There's definitely a reaction time aspect that comes into it. But a person who can't play video games is as entertaining as a person who can.
Well, I thought when those I tried like the Wii thing when it first started. I was like, wow, because I used to study martial arts. So I was like, wow, you could get like a Wii thing where you could really feel like you were fighting an opponent. But then it never really took off, right?
The Wii did actually remarkably well. It was.
That's what I said. Bring it back.
Let me finish. Now, I don't have one. But I did have a GameCube, which was the console right before that. And I don't know, I kind of came back into gaming late. But I'll tell you, one of the only reasons why I do the gaming videos is because I don't have time to just play video games. So making a video seems like it's productive. And that's pretty much the only time I can play. So like, I'll make a video. I can't make them all the time. But then I put them on YouTube to promote the other podcasts. So like, there's Anti-Social Show.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you're making what's the video? What does the video consist of? It's like you promoting it or what's the video? I got lost there because not
fine.
because of you, but because of the ADHD.
No, yeah, it's perfectly all right. So on my YouTube channel, which is under my name, I play video games.
Ah, okay.
And other stuff, but like, you can see me moving. Like usually, I'll be down here in the bottom of the screen, and I'll be talking, and I can, and then where you are, there'll be like game footage happening because I'm.
And you've watched people and enjoyed people doing this, right?
Yes, a few. There are some who are particularly fun to watch, and they tend to do the best. Like there's a guy named Markiplier who it's basically multiplier but with Mark on it, and he's pretty funny. He's just, I don't know, he seems really nice and he's compelling, and if he's bad at something, he just lets it happen, and he's pretty energetic. He's kind of found his voice. He's been doing it for gosh, I don't know, I'm going to say 6 to 8 years or something now. And, you know, it started small for him because nobody knew him, but he's now like one of the most subscribed to YouTubers, like in the millions.
Wow,
Of
that's
subscribers.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I feel because I'm short. You know, I'm 5. As my friend Boris says, my nickname is Senko de Mayo because I'm 5'5.5",
Cinco.
and I really wanted to be a but yeah, kind of. I want to be a famous athlete because I used to like when I was a kid. I used to pretend I was Willie Mays or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I had so much invested in becoming an athlete, and I was so quickly passed up by people who were superior athletes.
Isn't it weird how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were taller and they were faster. And but it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that they were taller and faster. They were better.
So it's a triple whammy.
Yeah. So I'm not sure why I brought that up, but why did I bring that? How did I bring that up?
I think we're talking about aptitude in general for things.
Right.
Partially for video games. Like when I do my videos, I'm not doing them to show off. It's pretty much just to kind of learn what the games are. And sometimes I'll revisit a game that I used to play before I started recording footage and be like, this is...
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some retro gaming. Like I'll bring back games from the arcade days. Like I played Shinobi on the other day, which is a side-scrolling ninja game. Basically, I used to pump quarters into back at a laundromat. So I talk about that.
Right.
'Cause
yeah, that's kind of cool. That sounds very cool to me.
I'm of that age.
I'll buy 7 episodes. I'd like some back end, and I want to get into the Tyson Saner business.
Sold. American.
Or
I appreciate your what's the word? Support. I appreciate your support of.
yeah, and my general love of artistry. I don't know. I see. I start out serious, and then I go unserious.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people want.
Yeah, absolutely. You want a back and forth. You know, so I've been listening to Thought Spiral in 2 ways. I've, I said I've been caught up for about the last 12 weeks, and then I went back and started listening from episode 1. So I'm listening to all the new shows, i.e. I'll be listening to tomorrow's show when it comes out. It's one of the ones I listen on the day that it comes out, which is Monday.
It's so cool.
It's a great show.
That's
and
exciting to me.
Oh, thank you.
I could never say that about the show, and even think about it that much, because it'll jinx me.
Oh, to get like getting in your head during a game.
Like if you start to go, oh yeah, people like the show. Tyson was talking about it the other night. People are, and Tyson mentioned that he listens when it comes out. I think we are becoming very, very important. I think that we are making a difference. And people resonate with us because, as the Kardashians say, let's make memories.
Let's make
They
memories.
can't stop saying that.
Really?
Let's make memories.
They actually say
We're watching the last. Me and the wife. We can't stop watching them, and they keep not delivering.
It's funny.
So they're in their last year now, and all they're talking about is, I can't believe it's the last year. It's the last year.
They're really in their last year of keeping up with the Kardashians?
Yeah, they've had 20 years of it.
That's funny. God, has it been 20 years?
Yeah.
Holy.
I'll never forget where I wasn't when I didn't listen to the thing back then.
Right.
But now I'm obsessed by it, but not really because it's a terrible show. But my wife and I, we like to watch garbage shows like, Housewives, and they're not garbage shows. That's the wrong way to put it. They're campy.
Used to watch a lot of Food Channel shows.
Yeah, but I don't like the competition. That's the thing. Why the competitions all the time? Why I don't want to see someone make a Welsh rabbit fast.
I don't know, because it's funny that you say that, because Chopped, very popular. They're definitely a competition, but there's a show called Iron Chef that probably really.
I've heard. Yeah, everyone loved that one.
Like the original Iron Chef, because don't get me wrong, the American Iron Chef also good, but the original Iron Chef is transcendent.
When you say "don't get me wrong," I want to get you wrong.
There is a game that you might enjoy trying to figure out. That sounded really condescending, but it wasn't meant to. It's not like a skill-based game. That also
you don't sound condescending. You don't sound condescending. I can tell you that as a person who my father was very smart, but then he made me feel like I wasn't smart. He didn't do it on purpose, but he came out condescending. You're not condescending at all.
Okay.
You should never worry about that
Are you familiar?
unless you start mansplaining.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah. Well, it was I barely manscape.
Am I familiar? You were saying?
Are you familiar with Alan Watts?
I love him.
So there's
I am
sorry.
in love with him. Sorry.
No,
The
please.
book on the taboo of knowing who you are. All of his stuff is just the greatest. He's my favorite philosopher, I think.
There is a game called Everything where you interact with the universe by becoming different parts of it, and then you find little bits of audio, and it's Alan Watts giving little bits of speeches during the experience.
That's so cool.
It's meant to be meditative, I guess, and it is a very unique gaming experience. It's not really a game.
His spoken word, if you read his stuff, it's amazing. His spoken word, he just had the greatest voice, and he just was the greatest communicator, in my opinion. I loved him.
I enjoy hearing the stuff that he was saying, and there was definitely a Alan Watts book on the bookshelf in the house where I was growing up, but I didn't pull that one out to look at. I pulled out the Carlos Castaneda and the William S. Burroughs.
Yeah, now the Carlos Castaneda, I got very angry. I was addicted to Carlos Castaneda. I loved him so much.
Mhm.
And then I found out that it was fiction.
Yeah.
And so then I got very, very mad. But in retrospect, I am kind of glad now that when I read them that I was fooled, because I really enjoyed the way they were written. They were written very well. And had I known they were phony going in, I wouldn't have read them.
I hear you. Yeah, that was disappointing for me to find out later as well. I don't know that I read all of them, but I read most of them. I think there were 6 of the main ones.
That sounds right to me.
It's like Tales of Power was in there. There's
The Ballad of Don Juan. Isn't that one?
Don Juan. There was Saints Above Us. No, that's not what it is. The Eagle's Gift, I think, was the last one.
Yes. And I was such a huge fan. I would wait till it came out, and I mean, I couldn't wait till it came out, and all that kind of thing. And then, yeah, he was. There's a podcast about him. He was quite. I mean, it's fascinating, the whole thing.
I'll have to look into that. Maybe clip it for Succotash.
Yeah,
I've definitely clipped Thought Spiral for Succotash at least once.
you'll hear from our lawyers, Goldstein and Goldstein.
Or is that, what was the one that Weinstein said? Is Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe? Oh, or was that the accountants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an old, almost a Catskills joke. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
I love wordplay.
I heard that from Mike Rowe, not the Mike Dirty Jobs Mike Rowe, the other Mike.
Right. This, by the way, the non-Dirty Jobs Mike Rowe, the writer of Mike Rowe, was a guest on Succotash. Mark Hershon interviewed him on an episode not long ago. Information here.
And he's was that to remind you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I do that to like when I actually do look at this footage and then think, oh yeah, I did leave him a note for myself. Who knows? Maybe by that point, because I've talked about it now, I'll just put it in there anyway, and then this won't make any sense. Not that I mean, who knows? Does this?
I mean, we're not trying. I mean, we're not making a novel. We're not making a narrative.
No, we're not trying to talk about some really interesting spiritual journeys that never actually happened. But no, so that Alan Watts game, it's not really an Alan Watts game. It is a game that contains his audio, and it is literally about like maybe you'll start off the game as a leaf. Maybe you'll start it off as a cow. Maybe it's a blade of grass. Maybe it's a molecule. And then you just sort of like push, using the keyboard, kind of like pushing your way through the universe and then going into something else that's either above, like ascend, or below in some, wherever it is on the cosmic scale. It's the strangest thing. And everything. The guy who developed this game originally developed a game called Mountain, which is about being a mountain. And
Wow.
I have it, but I have not played it yet. Also, this game, I think, was $2 when I bought it. And for the experience of this non-game game called Everything,
It's well worth it.
it's well worth it, yeah. And I don't know. Some people might find it kind of... some people I think are annoyed by philosophy.
Oh yeah, sometimes they are.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes philosophy is annoying, but
Absolutely.
sometimes people are like, I just want the nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts and bolts and nuts. That's what I want.
But
in
that's
my
what
robot.
philosophy is supposed to be, the nuts and bolts, really.
Hmm.
It's saying what is animating all of this, whatever the topic is.
Animus. There's something called anatta. Anatta. I can't remember. I was looking at. My parents understand more of like the Buddhist stuff than I do, certainly.
Well, I don't know. I have nothing.
Okay.
Well, something about your parents. Well, okay. I think we get along very well if your parents are into Eastern philosophy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I get along with them, especially now that the kids here. I mean, we always did, but I mean, like they love them. So it looks like my co-host is ready. Are you okay
I am.
to switch gears violently?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you,
Sure.
sir. I'll bring him in. Nope.
Hello?
Hello, Hunter. Are you
Hi. Oh, yes.
Hey,
Yes.
There you are. Would you mind? Is your camera? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, should.
Andy Kindler, welcome and meet Mr. Hunter Block, my co-host of Antisocial Show.
Very nice. But very nice. Wait, is this the show that's going to go 2 or 3 hours from now?
No, we can rein it in for you.
I'm gonna rein it in because I will kill all three of us if this show ends at 12:30 a.m. And that does. I'm not trying to ruin the vibe.
I appreciate it. Well, just let me know. Yeah, how you're.
I toured the country as Andy Social for a couple of years.
I was aware that. There was the other one. Didn't you have the traveling? What's it called? Evangelist show as Andy Christ.
Yes, I was the Antichrist.
That's right.
The Antichrist. People took it the wrong way. I said, "Come on, it's a lightweight, jovial."
Oh, that reminds me. I sent a question into thoughts, but it wasn't really a question. I don't know if it came in too late, but I asked about the pound of feathers and the pound of gold. And
yes, we did answer it.
Oh, awesome!
You will hear it coming up because I did not. I guessed wrong on that one because I thought it was a trick question.
It sounds like one. It really
It
does.
does sound like a trick question, and then it turns out that it's not. But then I don't even know if any of this whole question thing is going to turn out to be right.
So since I'm coming to the party late, Tyson,
Yes.
I want our guest Andy here to forgive my lateness. I'm normally not a sloppy bitch, but things were a little chaotic at work, so I was rushing to get back here. So.
Wow, I feel bad that you feel bad. And what is the job that you left?
So
you can't say it.
No, I can say it. So normally tonight is my normal night off, so that's why we record the show normally on Sunday because and Monday is my day off. But I work in the security business. I'm upper management. That's my day job, and work has been a little bit hectic lately.
Wow.
So, yep.
You sound like you have an actual life going on. So you're not just relying on the podcasts.
Right.
I'm just relying on the podcast. I've never touched my podcast money. I'm like Jay Leno, never touched his Tonight Show money. I never touched my podcast money.
To date, we're not making any money off this just yet. Hopefully, at some point in the future, we will make something of this. But yeah, I have to rely on having a day job, and this is my night job, so I'm kind of like Batman. But unfortunately, I don't have Bruce Wayne's money, not yet, anyway.
Well, yeah, he's but you know what? Bruce Wayne is not. I think he's overrated as a conversationalist.
So I've been told lately. I mean, a lot of people are upset about.
They're turning on him. They're turning on. Wait, who's
Yes.
going? Who is he? Who's playing him?
Well, Robert Pattinson's playing him as the new Batman, but I mean, ever since DC came out with the whole, there's a new animated cartoon movie coming out for Batman. I forget the name of it now, but apparently, Batman does not go down. He does not perform oral sex. So a lot of people are upset by this.
Mm-hmm.
And DC's reasoning is because if they show, and this was an actual scene that they cut out of this movie because DC is concerned that if they have left that scene in, they won't be able to sell toys.
Is this a true story, or are you making
No,
or is this a prank show? Like one of you guys is like Ashton Kutcher, and I'm getting pranked.
No, I swear to God, this is an actual thing. I came home. I came home a couple of days ago after work, and I'm sitting in my studio here, and I'm watching. There's a couple of guys that work at a comic book store for Kevin Smith. Their name is Ming and Mike.
I know. I mean, I've seen that show, which is on FX or something.
AMC. It was
AMC.
And,
Yeah, I watched a couple of minutes of that. I'm not going to say that I watched a lot of it.
But they were on Facebook Live doing a live video, and they were talking about it. And I'm like, oh, they got to be joking about this. But no, this is Bill Maher, in fact, actually opened up with that segment last Friday or this past Friday that Batman, didn't go down. And so DC was like, yeah, you can't have them do that because they won't sell the toys and blah, blah, blah. I mean, like,
right.
Yeah, no, it's a legit thing. Yes, Tyson.
Wow, I am so out of it. And sorry, yes, Tyson.
Oh no, this is 100% true. In fact, Zack Snyder's Twitter. This was on Twitter first, is where I heard about it. Zack Snyder, director of the latest DC movies, is a picture, a really well rendered picture of Batman going down on Catwoman, and above it, it just says canon.
Yes.
Oh,
so he's on board apparently.
This whole thing is so hard to hear. You know what I mean?
It seems a bit
because it seems like I always thought that these comics were not so three-dimensional to begin with. That I never thought they would spur. That's the right word. So much conversation and backstory and disagreement.
Oh yeah, the geek community is up in arms about this, and everyone's turning on the Dark Knight, so
and not just the ones that bite heads off chickens, but actual.
Right, right.
Wait, are you talking about? Is the dark? See, here's the thing I'm worried about. That not only I used to be the king of references that nobody gets, but now I'm starting to forget those references. So when I think, is it Alice Cooper who bit off a thing, or is it Ozzy Osbourne who bit off a thing?
Ozzy did.
Ozzy.
Okay, it was one of the two that I've heard. Now Ozzy did it though, I think.
Yes.
Whereas the Alice did not do it. I don't think.
No, I think Ozzy very much did bite the head off of a bat on stage, and but it was crazy times.
This is creepier. It's creepier that it's dead, I think.
It was crazier times back then, but it's also crazier times now because I had a conversation with Tyson last night or the night before that, and I'm watching Picard for the first time, and my jaw just dropped when they used the word sorry Tyson, apologize in advance, the word on the show, and I'm like, never. I'm 40 years old. Like, I'm a big fan of Star Trek. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the biggest geek on the planet when it comes to Star Trek. Never once heard them use harsh curse words on any Star Trek show. Movies certainly, yeah, like they used a couple of swear words, but not to that extent. So I'm trying to get used to times. I guess I'm a little behind times. So
I think
language only came up because of censorship. So it's hard to know what we would have been like without censorship.
It's a good point.
If you ever listen to the earlier episodes of this show, I used to swear a lot.
Is that true? No,
Yes.
I'm not familiar with this. I'm very excited to be on this show because I was given a choice of 3, and I didn't quite understand it. But
yeah,
I can go. I get where you're coming from because I notice even on stage, like for a long time, I never would say or anything, but then sometimes I would say, but then I realized that sometimes I could say it just because I was nervous or angry, So then it's interesting that you would. So why what did you stop doing it consciously?
No, what had happened was, so we're on an internet platform, kind of like iTunes, Stitcher, things like that. But one of our bigger platforms that we're home to is brigaderadio1.org. And Tyson pointed out that we would have we don't know who the audience really is per se who listens to that platform or any of those shows. And of course, it's a lot easier to get a bigger audience if we just cut out the swear words. So I do my very best to not curse, but Tyson does allow me up to 4 curses per episode,
But, I mean,
more or
it's-
less.
I mean, yeah. Well, basically,
More or less.
it's not quite that. I know that sounds.
I
awful, but it's-
always thought it was 4 words. I always thought I could swear up to 4 curse words.
Well, the reason is because what happens is when you get on a roll, you start saying the S word over and over again, and then you don't know that you're saying it. And by that time, you said it like 4 times. And in my head, I'm thinking, I got to put a bleep over each of these, and then I have to say something, because it's like slow down on it because it makes it hard for me to listen to the playback because it interrupts the flow of what I'm listening to. But it's okay.
Also-
It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal.
Also,
It's
too,
fun,
but
to
to my defense, I usually drink what Sheldon Cooper calls Bible juice on the show, which is wine. So sometimes it doesn't affect me at all. Like I could sit here and have a couple glasses and not be affected. Sometimes I do get a little tipsy and I don't necessarily catch myself saying it. But I want to say you've made me a better human being in person in my personal life. No, I seriously, because I don't curse nearly as much as I used to, even in my personal life.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you're part of my personal life too, but I'm talking about aside from the show.
I hear you.
I used to curse a whole hell of a lot. Like I used to be worse than a sailor. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, don't lie. And
Right.
certainly don't compare yourself to a sailor because I find it offensive. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing because I do think that at the root of all customs or some customs, there could be a reasonable reason for many things. So, like, if you came up in the 60s, like I did, I don't know why I keep saying that because I was born in 1956, but, and you came up like the Hayes Commission movies, you're making a political point to use language. But then, I came up doing stand up when a lot of people would say, get the hey, fuck you, I'll shove it up your fucking fuck. And that's how a lot of comics would get laughs. But I've turned around on that because now there are some very dirty comics that I find very funny that I never, and specifically some women that are, and not even dirty. They're just very, like Allison Stevenson. They're just very direct.
Oh.
And I never wanted to be one of those, don't go blue, kid.
Right.
You listening to me, Tyson?
Don't work blue.
Don't work blue. Big guy. Or my father would say, what if you curse, keep cursing, and then you forget to not curse on Letterman? He would say that to me. But so there's good reasons for not saying shit or every other word.
I agree.
But it isn't a big deal, though, Tyson. I'm with you on that. It's not a big deal. I don't really find I used to be so angry about vocal tics that I realized I became a very unpleasant person. Because I used to get very angry when people would say sort, but I thought sort of was the intellectuals,
or like, yeah,
like, yeah.
It's sort of
So
like
I used to get sort of, and Elvis Mitchell would say it a lot, but I like Elvis Mitchell. So I was like, I'm learning to get less judgmental because my family is very judgmental, and it's nowheresville if you don't back off of it.
I hear what you're saying. So, as Hunter may have noticed, and anybody else who's actually watching this eventually, I put on my game shirt.
You keep saying eventually.
Yeah, you know what though?
You keep saying that.
I'm actually very upset at my performance and what Tyson's about to bring up because I used to be the effing king of this game. And so much so the fact that I was the damn champion. It was like Hunter Mania all over the place, run wild on you and stuff like that. And I got my ass handed to me. And ever since I got my ass handed to me, it's been like a downward spiral. And, next I'm going to be, out there whoring myself for change and be like, oh, yeah, $2 knobbies. And, I don't want it to come to that. So I have to win in a big, bad way. And, I have to like crush my enemies, see them cower before me, and I have to get the recognition from the women's. To quote Conan.
Paraphrase Conan.
Right. Lousy paraphrase, but yeah.
Conan, what is best in life?
Right.
Well, are you paraphrasing Conan the Barbarian or Conan O'Brien? You guys, I think, are heavily into this. It's not like you're nerds because nerds. Nobody's
I am a nerd.
Yeah, but everyone who likes things is by definition a nerd. Otherwise, I mean, it's become that, right? You know about history, nerd, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But I think you guys are like Dungeons and Dragons, and you know about Pogs, or whatever the hell they were.
I like the pogs keep coming up.
Behind me on this shelf is a red tube that has those in them from the 90s.
Wow.
I have every single one I ever bought when I was a kid, so I'm very much a geek. I could be like the long lost, Big Bang Theory member because that's how far I go. Even my wife will tell you, like, I'm the biggest friggin'
Wait,
geek.
you have a wife, then you can't be that nerdy.
No, probably.
You have a wife.
All right. For example, I wanted a flash ring, like
What
the
is
flash.
that? Oh,
Yeah. So I had ordered this thing off Amazon, and it came in, and I put it on, and I'm playing the Flash Gordon theme song from the '80s movie. I'm playing this, and I'm like, every time it said Flash, I'm just like, like going like this at her face, and she's just looking at me like I'm some kind of weirdo. But yeah, I mean, it is the age of the nerd.
So
essentially.
Is that the Flash or is it Flash Gordon?
No, the Flash.
Okay.
See?
Okay, so it's not like Flash.
you mean it's the fast guy? The guy's very
Yes.
fast.
So how I got the idea was to play that particular song was they actually on the CW's Flash TV show, they played that song while Barry Allen was running into a black hole.
Oh.
That's what made it badass. So
Oh, and is it actually a black hole? And it was an actual true story.
no, it's just in the movie.
You know what was a terrible version of the Flash was Flash Bulb. Remember when they had that superhero Flash Bulb,
Sounds vaguely
and
familiar.
he would just basically shrivel. He would shrivel up because he was his only superpower was to accompany photography. It's to light the sky
Oh, I thought his
around the.
revolved around actual flash bulbs, so it was like Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window
I'm
fending
open
off
to
Raymond
that.
Burr.
I'll tell you
open
what
to that. Let's
I'll tell
change
you-
it then.
So Raymond
tell you what-
Burr. Wait,
I'll tell you what's sad, and I have to apologize for our audience who, if anyone out there loves the Flash TV show, if you listen to Kevin Smith as much as I do, he directed a few episodes of The Flash, and he said what's kind of sad is the fact that the part where he runs out of the room like lightning, obviously is special effects, but in actual reality, when it's time for him to zoom out the room, he's just walking out the room. And he's in his Flash suit and everything like that, and that's the sad part that he's
He's very sad. That
he's
sounds
just walking
sad.
out. Yeah, I mean, but I try to ignore that fact while I'm watching the Flash because I do love the Flash.
Is the Flash still coming out? Like new Flashes?
Oh
The new
yeah.
Flash, he's even faster? Or
Oh,
what's
yeah.
his new thing? Or now he's metric?
I think he pretty much is the Speed Force, which is a living embodiment which holds the power of every speedster on every planet in the multiverse. I mean,
Oh, so that's an actual fact from the DC verse that you just gave me, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you have a favorite-
Tyson, are you able to go 1-to-1 with that kind of thing?
Not with this specific character. A lot of my stuff is scattered. Like I read Watchmen. I like V for Vendetta. I read like Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Yes, I try to get into. Now I'm not putting down what you guys are doing, but I will do that if I get tired. Like I let the Kevin Smith thing go. Right? When am I gonna start on Kevin Smith?
Well,
I don't know. And I don't even know what I would say. But I tried to get into the Sandman, and Patton Oswalt, let me drop that name. He gave me 40 Sandmans, and I just couldn't understand. I can't understand it. It's like before the fall of the usher. I'll see you in Sector 7, Schmeckle. No, I guess I haven't read them.
I think the reason why I support Kevin Smith as much as I do is the fact that he was born and raised in the same state and the same county as me. In
Which
fact,
is where?
New Jersey. Monmouth County.
Really?
Except he lived 10 minutes up the road from where I lived, and that's, it's nice. If you ever been to the Monmouth County area, I don't want to say it's like a repressed dump ghetto, but not too many famous people have been lucky enough, or not too many people have been lucky enough to make it big coming out of Monmouth County. So the fact that Kevin Smith has done it, I mean, well,
That's pretty cool.
now, I come from the same town Jay Muse came from, which is called Kingsburg. Now, Kingsburg, unfortunately, is very much a dump. It's a beach town with a boardwalk like a carnival that stays year-round.
It's not like Newburgh, right? It's nothing to do with Newburgh. It's near Newburgh?
No,
Is it off
Kingsburg.
Kingsburg? Isn't it off the turnpike or something?
Yes, it's off the Parkway 117 off of Highway 36. But I am happy to say that somebody from Kingsburg is actually currently now working in the White House. So I mean, that's been like our
Who
big.
is that?
I forget the kid's name because we didn't interact because I'm so much older than he is.
Right.
And-
That makes sense.
And he's working for the Biden administration. So when I saw that, it was very any little thing that Kingsburg can accomplish in a positive way is a tremendous thing because again, this is a very small town. The surrounding areas, they're not really fond of it at all. They think it's an armpit, and in a lot of ways it is. It got.
I hate when they say that armpit. It's like they pigeonhole you. Now everything is armpity.
Well, the thing about it is, I don't tell people.
I don't want your armpity, by the way.
I don't tell people I'm from that town. For
I
good
would. I
reason.
definitely would not. I don't tell people I'm from Queens ever since Trump screwed it up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hollis.
I'm from Queens. It's depressing.
But now I live in a nice, quiet little I live in a nice little quiet town. Everyone looks out for everybody else. If you're not used to like small town niceness, this is definitely a foreign land for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm used to having everyone tell me to go f myself, and this
Which is
a,
an actual exit number in
Right.
New Jersey, ladies
in
and
New
gentlemen.
Jersey,
Albeit rascals.
right. Oh, you're from where are you? Where are
I'm
you
from
originally?
Whitestone, Queens, but I used to play rascals before you were born.
Thank
because
you, Lord.
You have a New Jersey. Now I can tell you're from New Jersey, that you do have like a New York, New Jersey accent, but
Yeah,
nobody could tell where you're from exactly.
No. So to let you in on a little inside joke, Andy. Almost
This
every
is not going to be released on a thing.
Yes, it is. So the inside joke on this show is the fact that we've been doing this for 5 years and we're actually 100 episodes in, but every guest that we've ever secured for the show has always been from the West Coast. So it's the inside joke is I'm always outnumbered. It's actually nice to have a fellow East Coaster on the show.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And from New York, by the way. So in your face,
Queens, the
Tyson.
real deal.
Represent. Very nice.
Yeah, and we're in your face, and we're going to be in your face.
You're gonna be
Hey,
in your face,
yeah.
Tyson.
Yeah, I got you, Trump right here, or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Got your Trump right here. Pull up a rock, sit down, let's have a cup of coffee and talk.
Pull
Pull up a rock.
Pull up a rock, yeah.
Pull up a rock.
I like that.
I like that.
Plymouth Rock would land on them. What does that even mean? It's just like throwing in a good Cole Porter reference. Or that wasn't even a good one, though. I should have thrown in a good one.
You know what? Everything you're doing is right, and I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
It's like you ever see the Grateful Dead movie? Not the more recent one, which was also very, very good, but the old Grateful Dead movie where Jerry Garcia says that he got in a big fight with Phil Lesh and he pushed him down a flight of stairs and they were good friends because he thought the show was so bad. Later, he loved the show and they included it in one of their live performances. So that's why I say you never can tell. We're in it now, guys. We're in the middle of, I think, Succotash, right?
No, antisocial show.
Oh, sorry.
We were
Sorry.
about to.
This is not your father's Succotash.
This is not. This is a new generation of suck.
New generation.
Okay, so this is the anti-social show.
Yes.
Well,
And
why
actually-
wasn't I told about that?
Actually, what's great about between sorry, Tyson. This won't be a long story.
It's fine.
Sorry,
It's fine.
Tyson.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Tyson.
What's great about Succotash is the fact that Tyson actually started co-hosting on Antisocial Show first, but he was a big contributor for Succotash.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
And for a brief second, the godfather of podcasting, Mark Hershon, decided to close Succotash down. Podfather, yes, sorry. And I was really upset because I really enjoyed Succotash. So then one night Tyson reached out to me and said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to be the co-host of Succotash."
That was the
And
new
I said,
host,
you know,
the new host of
yes,
Succotash, yeah.
yes. So I was like, you know what,
I'm now
that's
the
awesome
co-host.
because maybe there could be a collaboration between Succotash and Antisocial Show.
Did
And
you
so
say
far,
collab? You said collab.
Collab.
I love
collaboration,
it. I hope
collaborate,
it take-
whatever.
I hope it takes off. It's so Northern
too.
Jersey. Hey, you
Me
get to
too.
collaborate.
Collaborate. So and so far it's been we've been collaborating really well because as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of like our sister show, really. I mean, if you think about it, because you know Tyson was on this show first before he went over there. So you know, and so far we've been doing this for 5 years. He's been doing that for probably 3, and it's been working out perfectly because theoretically their audience at Succotash can come over here and our audience can go over there. So
You have
we're
an
kind of
audience?
sharing everything.
I've been doing a
I fucking
podcast
hope so.
for a few
I hope
years. I
so.
have no audience.
Okay,
Thought
true.
Spiral with Josh Elvis
Oh.
Weinstein. No one's listening to it except I find out Tyson is.
Before we start the game that Tyson is itching to start, and I am too.
Yes.
Oh, is that what the anti-social show? Then why does it go
No,
2
no, no.
hours then?
We have a game that
It
we start
depends.
with new. We have a game that we start with new guests.
Mhm.
But before we start it, I just have to say one thing before I forget because I will forget.
Certainly.
Columbus, Ohio. I am watching you, and I'm sending you an invite to this show. Please reach out to us. You know how to do it. We know that there's a spike in Columbus, Ohio.
Mhm.
So whoever you are,
Yeah.
I am personally inviting you. In fact, I'm going to go one step further, Columbus. If you come on our show, if you contact us, I will personally send you a free shirt.
Okay, Columbus, look, you've tried the rest. You want to try
Now
the best. Go right to Thought Spiral. Bypass whatever he's talking about. And step up to Cool, which I think was an actual commercial for Cool cigarettes. Step up to Cool.
It may have been.
Step up
you
to
know-
Thought Spiral. 2 Jews, 2 microphones, 2 hours.
Well, Andy, I'm a Jew and an Italian. Does that count?
That's so great. And that's why I,
know,
love
right?
you already. I love you on psych. I've either went to school with you. I know I'm 40 years older than you, but I went to school with you when you were a small child or something, or we hung out at Corvettes. Anybody? Corvettes?
Mhm.
No,
No.
both of you, nothing.
No, I thought
Corvettes
it
used to be
sounds like a car.
a store on the East Coast.
Oh, cool.
Corvette. EJ Corvettes. Maybe it was
Nice.
Corvette.
You had something out there, Hunter. It was a Wawa or something you were telling me about? There was a...
Oh
Or
yeah,
something.
yeah. So the common convenience store in Jersey is Wawa, and Quick Check. You can find them on every
Oh, so
corner and every.
you guys must like Sharpling then.
Tom Sharpling?
What is it?
He's always talking about Wawa.
So is
Yeah, but-
Todd Glass, I think.
Wawa is a hit or miss because Wawa you can actually get some pretty decent food there, but
Oh,
yeah.
it's not like
but
a
here-
7-Eleven?
No, it is, but they sell a little bit of everything. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
So when it comes to their subs are phenomenal. But they introduced cheeseburgers and fries, which I had them. They're okay, and they introduced pasta for the first time. So I was on the road at work, and I said, you know what? Screw it. I need something to eat. I'm gonna try the pasta, and I was disgusted by it. First of all, wrong type of pasta for what they were doing, and the gravy was more like fucking Heinz ketchup, and you know it was disgusting. I mean, I don't like overly spicy gravy to begin with, and I don't know what they did, but it was spicy ketchup. It was disgusting. But because I paid so much money for it, I sat there and forced myself to eat it.
So you lost in many ways. You lost.
Oh yeah, I lost in many ways.
Why
on
do
that
you
one.
double down on something you don't enjoy? See, you lose with that.
Well,
This stinks, and I'm going to finish it so
Right,
that you
yeah.
learn your lesson.
I paid
Right,
my money.
that's exactly what it was. I was sitting there, and I think what it was I think the only reason I think I was pissed off because I had to wait for almost an hour because the store was so packed because it was by Six Flags. That's Great Adventure, Tyson, by the way. And I'm sitting there for like an hour where I shouldn't have had to wait for an hour, but because I waited for an hour, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm starving. I'm going to finish this and never again. Like, never. I don't care if I'm trapped in a basement. I don't care if I'm in Buffalo Bill's house in the pit. I'm not going to eat it. It's not going to put the lotion on the skin. It's not going to eat the pasta. You might as well just end my life right now.
It's the same way I feel about Chipotle. I have people have gotten sick there, and I went there once. I didn't love it. Why am I going to go back there again? Why am I going to go back there? It's not my. I feel bad. Those people who work there and the people who are on the Chipotle train.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Can't get it out of my mind.
Never been to one.
Okay,
don't plan to go to one.
Okay, Tyson.
Well, you're not sponsored by.
No,
not anymore.
No, we're not. We're sponsored by Henderson's Pants.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
If anything else.
Okay. So.
Okay, Tyson, go ahead.
All right.
I know you're waiting patiently. I'm sorry again in advance. I'm not drunk, I promise.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. There's
fine.
no sorry in podcasting.
I was going to say in baseball, but yeah. So we created a game for our first-time guests, and it's called "What Do These Mean Words Mean?" I have. It's over here. One moment. See now, I'm not prepared. I thought I was. No, I am, but. So a couple of years ago, I picked up this book. Oh, I disappeared and came back. Like literally just.
That was pretty cool.
Thanks. This book called Depraved and Insulting English, which either will read on the screen or it won't because of the thing that, that looks terrible. If I put it in front of my face, then I can't see anything.
There you go.
Okay, good.
That was good.
It's still backwards, but it's words to offend and amuse. So basically, and kind of tagging up a bit later on the subject of bad language, as it were, these are words that have fallen out of use. I've got a selection of them and a multiple choice based on them. Is there a spider on your ceiling?
I don't know. He's got ADHD too.
If I look up at the ceiling, it's so I wanted to have in this studio a solar system. So I had taken the pains of putting up 250 star stickers on the ceiling and plastic planets that are stuck up there. But the thing about it is, as you know, Tyson, there is no central AC or heat in this studio like the rest of the house. I'm using a fan. So the fan is blowing and it's moving the solar system right now. So I'm making sure that the planets don't fucking fall and hit me on the head. That's all that is.
Fair enough. So I've got a selection of words here. I'm going to say what the word is.
Sure.
Because that's helpful to the process. Going to spell it and say whether it's a noun, a verb, an adjective, whatever, and then give you a choice of what it might mean, in which case you could each guess and then see who gets the most right answers.
You require no intelligence to play this game?
None whatsoever.
Oh my
None.
God.
Just to...
Why did I go to Mensa then? Why did I join Mensa for this?
I know, it's you think... it'll be I have nothing for that. I'm sorry.
I hope I can get a refund.
Tov.
I hope I can get a refund.
Ooh, a refund from Mensa. That's
Mazel tov.
Mensa top.
Mensa tov.
Nah, that was
Yeah, I'll go with that. That one won. That won.
All right.
You're selling yourself short. I am short, but you're selling yourself short.
I'm actually pretty short myself. I'm only 5'7". I'm a midget.
I'm five. When you're talking to someone who's 5'5.5", you don't lead out with how tiny you are at 5'7". Because unless I'm 5'8", you're gonna make me look like a monkey.
I have a funny story to tell you after the game, and you're gonna laugh at this.
Oh, maybe we'll have time. All right, let's see here. So the first word is antinomian. Antinomian. It is spelled ANTINOMIAN. It is a noun. So I ask you, is antinomian? Is it a person who is against naming or labeling things? Is it a person who is against worldly possessions? Or is it a person who believes that faith in Christ frees them from moral and legal obligations?
A.
I'm going to go with the second one.
All right. Hunter is going.
I'm pretty sure. Final answer. Final answer.
All righty. And Andy is going with B. It is actually C, a person who believes that faith in Christ frees them from moral and legal obligations.
Andy, you see what I'm talking about? Ever since I lost,
It's
unbelievable.
unbelievable. I would not have guessed that in a million years, and I have done a lot of Christ work.
I like the sound of that.
I do happen to love Jesus, but
Sure.
I mean, I think he's of all the prophets, he's one of my favorites.
I certainly love Jesus Christ Superstar. But that's true. That's true.
No, I was addicted to Jesus Christ Superstar as a young boy.
And
now I don't know what version.
Was it shot in Israel? Yeah, that's the one that Norman Jewison did.
Oh no, I'm talking about the album first. I think I heard the album first before anything else.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Is that possible?
Totally. It was an album before it became. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's good stuff. Real fun.
Try not to get worried. Try not to turn on to problems that upset you. Oh,
don't you know
everything's all right?
Yes, everything's fine. All
and
right.
we want you to sleep well tonight.
Let the world turn without you tonight.
Oh, it's so inspirational.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. So next word is nympholepsy.
Huh?
Nympholepsy.
Okay.
And that is spelled NYMPHOLEPSY. It is a noun. Is nympholepsy a type of seizure triggered by sexual activity? Is it an erotic daydream trance? Or is it the belief or delusion that one is a fairy, sprite, or some other such woodland spirit?
B. I'm gonna go with C.
Andy's going,
and I'm sure about it. I would bet the life of my children who don't exist on it.
Hunter, you went with B?
Yes.
It is actually B. Yes. It's an erotic daydream trance. That is what nympholepsy.
I can't even believe it. These are like trick questions, or I'm really not on my game, or maybe you're just taking it to a different level. That's what should be happening.
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, it's I'll explain the writing process later if you like. On the way I construct the quiz with my wife, we put it together, and so it's basically we get the real one, she comes up with what it sounds like, and then I have to come up with a third one. So that's the process.
Yes.
You guys have pulled out one or two stops on this. You know what I'm saying? When you describe the process, it's like unbelievable.
The lovely Mrs. Sainer, who I am glad that we were able to get her on the show after for so long, because she is so much a part of Antisocial family.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually nice because I necessarily don't get to talk to Laura Sainer, so it was pretty cool to do our Halloween episode with her.
Are you looking for a raise or something? I mean, it sounds like you're doing a lot of buttering up. Is there money? I didn't even know there was any money in this.
Well,
and you're all of a sudden like, oh, it would be a pleasure for me. You're all of a sudden doing what's his name? Eddie Haskell. You're Eddie Haskell.
Well, the thing about it was I'm not responsible for well, this makes sense. I'm kind of responsible for the name of Antisocial Show, but not for the show part, just the anti part. I came up with the idea of doing a podcast, and I really wanted Tyson to be involved in it. Mm-hmm. But Tyson is our executive, our editing producer, so to speak, because he does the magic behind the show. Like, all I do is just show up and talk. Like, there's no talent in that. What Tyson, the real magic of what happens behind the scenes is what Tyson does. So
you're a very entertaining person, Hunter. It helps. If you with this show would be so missing something without you. Although I think we did well for the first hour that we talked together.
Well, no, I mean, we had to pick up the slack because the show must go on. I've always said.
Absolutely, and
even if there isn't a show, I didn't even know what the show was. We were still choosing the one of the three options.
And I have over the years, when it came to this show, I have encouraged Tyson to be creative. Add things, do what he feels the show needs.
Put the Tyson spin on it.
Exactly. So, and I want to say, in almost 5 years, he's definitely has amazed me in so many ways. And, let my audience hear this, because it is true. Without Tyson, I can't do this. So he's definitely the magic. He's you know what he is? He's a Dumbledore of this program.
Wow.
Yes. I'll take it to that level. He's the Dumbledore.
I'll take your compliment, even though I'm not good at taking them normally. I appreciate it a great deal. Thank you.
So salute to you.
I will also toast you.
I can't take the lid off because I've got this in one hand and I got this in the other hand, so it'd be complicated to take a drink right now. But I appreciate the sentiment.
You're welcome.
I can feel it on my end that you guys have something magical going on between you.
Absolutely, because there was supposed to be a third host to this.
Oh,
originally.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, due to extenuating circumstances, the third host could not join us. Now, almost 5 years later, I am not regretting that because the way the show has been progressing, this is exactly how I would want the show to be. So I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever with how it's been. I don't think in its original concept, I don't think the show would be as great as it is today with the original idea in mind.
It'd be different.
With me,
Oh,
well,
right.
What was the original idea in mind?
Oh, it was to do essentially kind of this, but also to trash talk people. Yeah. So this was
because it was you were being antisocial,
right? But if you look at all the other good stuff that we do,
What good stuff?
the antisocial.
Oh, you mean like the charity
Right.
work that we?
Yeah. So with the charity work that we do, the antisocial is kind of a joke because we're really so much the opposite of what the show's title is. We do a lot of charity work with kids.
I'm not misanthropic. I'm not a misanthropic person. I try not to be anyway. But no, yeah. There's.
What is that when you think animals are people?
Oh yeah, no, that's anthropomorphic. But yeah, it's the disliking humanity.
Oh, you don't like people?
No, I do though. I'm not misanthropic.
No, we
that's
do.
what the word means. That's what the word means, right?
Yes, a misanthrope, like from Tartu.
Yeah. No, you say you're a people person.
I do like people. I have some people have trouble getting me. So, but I've learned.
I get you, but if I go too far into Orange County, it doesn't pick up on my receiver. I never got the digital satellite when people said get the digital satellite. Not the satellite, the digital. They didn't say digital satellite. They said get the digital converter. I never got it, right?
Oh.
So I still have the same rabbit ears from 1975, and I don't see it. I get no picture on my TV. People keep giving me advice. I go, get off my lawn.
Rabbit ears. Gosh, I miss those.
Kind of like, oh God, who's that guy? Who's the actor?
Ray Walston? Sorry.
You
No.
have more clue than who's the actor. I'll tell you that much.
God, everybody knows him. He was in The Name of the Rose. He was in he was a double.
Chris Christopherson?
No, he was James Bond as a younger man. Everybody knows this guy.
Oh, Sean Connery.
Yes, that's his line. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
And we'll be back with three older gentlemen trying to remember references after these messages. And I'm the oldest of you guys. I'm the oldest. I'm like twice as old as both of you put together.
May we ask how old you are?
I'm 64 years old.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I hit 64, if I look as good as you, thank you very much.
Well, I know this
you
is all
do not. You do not look 64.
Oh, I have a glam squad right now that comes over every day.
You look like you're 50 years old, to be honest with you.
This is the best news. If nothing else works out from this podcast, just you telling me I look young.
No, it's the truth.
Really?
I mean, I don't lie to people, to be honest with you. I can't lie to people. I
knew you were being sincere. So I know that was a sincere thing. But, it's hard to take a compliment when you're this hot like me.
Exactly. I mean, hey, listen.
I'm too good looking for comedy.
If I was for the other team, I'd hit on you. I don't care.
I didn't know we were in teams, but I'll take it.
Right, exactly. Like, all you got to do is take me to dinner and I'll love you forever.
Beautiful.
Wow. It's like an Amazing Stories episode.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's a strange reference. Okay, so third word.
Yeah, I don't think I know Amazing Stories.
So it's a Steven Spielberg
was
anthology series in the late 80s, early 90s. And one of them was John Cryer was this nerd who had these girly mags, and he figured out accidentally how to create this chemical solution that would bring the girls in the pictures to life, but only for a short period of time. So like the first one he creates, they all say the same thing. They'll say, "Kiss me and I'll love you forever," or "Kiss me and I'm yours forever," something like that. And then like the first one, he kind of freaks out and doesn't do it, and then she melts. So he's like, "Oh shoot, I got to do this again and figure out how to do it." And he keeps screwing it up the next subsequent times.
So Tyson, I don't think I've ever told you this story, but you said girly mags, right?
Yeah.
So tell the truth, because I'll tell the truth. Did your mother, right, ever find your stash of girly mags?
I didn't have a stash of girly mags.
Okay, well, when I was 18 years old, when I was 17 or 18 years old, I did. And I kept them under my bed, under my mattress. And now keep in mind, my mother, when she was alive, love you, mother.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. She was the type of person who bestowed cleanliness upon me, which means she was the type of person where she walked into my room, she saw crap on the floor, she's like, "Okay, you have 2 hours to clean your room. Anything I find on the floor, I'm going to put in trash bags and assume you don't want it and toss it out." Now, keep this in mind, that was enough to make me clean my room. Well, the one and only time, and keep in mind, the one and only time in my teenage years that she cleaned my room, which was surprising, she found my stash of porno mags under my mattress. So that just,
Wow.
yeah,
You
man.
kept it. You kept it in a very a place that people sometimes do look,
Yeah, under my mattress, like the one and only place
where the
like,
money would be normally.
Right, exactly.
Right. The place that people think is the most secure place.
Right.
Because
but I never thought
anything under their mattress before.
I never thought she would take the initiative to like clean my room because
Because you cleaned
You're
it yourself.
you're a guy.
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. So the next word is dyschezia. Moving right along.
Dyschezia.
Yes, it's spelled Dyschezia. It is a noun. And
A noun.
A noun. A person, place, or thing.
Person, place, or
Yeah, I'm good. By the way, I'm going to be getting my son into Schoolhouse Rock before too long because his language is starting. So, and he likes musical stuff. So, yay. All right. Is dyschezia obsessive rationalizing the bad behavior of oneself or others? Is it loss of the normal reflex to void the rectum due to irregular practices? My apologies, Mr. Kindler. Or is it, because I know you don't like scatological humor, or is it insanity caused by music? Organized noise in parentheses I've got written here.
It's got to be C. I'm convinced it's C.
Yes.
I'm convinced it's A.
All right, Mr. Kindler. It says it's C, and Hunter says it is A. It is actually B. Dyschezia is, in fact, the loss of the normal reflex to void the rectum due to irregular practices.
Wow. Irregular. Oh my God.
Dyschezia.
So
It
eventually
doesn't seem like it should have a name for itself.
that word was invented for junkies because apparently junkies don't always shit every single day.
It could very well be. It's hard to say because I don't know that.
No, that's not hard to say. That is true because
No, the word dyschezia, but it's an old word. So, were there junkies in the same context when the word was around? It's, that's
dude.
that was my take
dude,
on
if you think about it, there's been a form of drugs going back for probably as long as man has been able to alter his mind state.
100%. I think it's more like the actual word junkies since we're talking about words, I would imagine that
Fair enough.
junkies are
Fair enough.
more recent word, but I could be wrong. Hey, Google, how long has the word junkie been around? Sorry, I don't understand what you mean.
According to Wikipedia, the term junkie originated from the 1920s when heroin addicts would sell scrap metal and other junk to pay for their habit.
And other
That's pretty cool. That's the best I've heard of reaction time.
Antisocial show fans, here's something for you. Fun fact, Adolf Hitler was a junkie. And he was a Jewish gay guy.
The more I hear about this Hitler guy, the less I think.
The less you like them?
Yeah. What was one thing they say about Hitler? Mean drunk. Not my joke.
This is how I came to terms with this hypothesis. Hitler
Something happened? Hitler became Boris Karloff Frankenstein?
No. Something popped up that was annoying.
Oh.
So Hitler was against. He basically executed gay people, Jewish people,
Gypsies.
gypsies, handicapped people, etc.
Esperantists.
So, yes, my theory was that he was Jewish, he was gay, and he was a junkie, and he was handicapped. All of the things that he didn't like about himself, he basically executed. If you think about it, it is a plausible theory.
Certainly is.
Yeah.
I will not be researching that at the moment. But
I go with the fact that I just go that he was crazy evil. That's how I go with it.
I like crazy.
Crazy evil. He was crazy with the evil.
Yes, yes, he was.
Getting crazy with the cheese whiz, says Beck. From the song Loser, I believe. So the next letter is R. It's the word is Rantalian. This is kind of
what is it?
Rantalian.
Wow.
Rantalian.
R-A-N-D?
It is Rantalion.
Wow.
It is a noun. Is a Rantalian an overripe aromatic vegetable? Is it a perspiration-soaked horse? Or is it a man or boy whose scrotum hangs lower than his penis?
The last one.
I'm going to go with the first one because I always think people are trying to trick me.
Good point. All right, let's see here.
So it's not because of intelligence or any kind of instinct.
I understand. The people used to trick me all the time. And, or did they? No, they did. But it is, in fact, C. Hunter has the first point.
Yes!
Wow. The game's not over yet, though. It's nearly there, but Hunter has scored the first point. Let's put you on the... Now I have to actually draw a scoreboard here. That's fine.
Oh, and by the way, Andy, how I lost my ass.
Pilates?
No. So how I lost my ass was we tried something for the first time. Normally we have a guest on the show. It's like Tyson and I, one guest. So we tried having two guests on at the same time. Two lovely ladies who basically rock. We adore them. Yeah, and
great podcast to have.
Yes, we played the game. We played this game with them, but me and Erica Curry were like neck and neck, tied. And we had to have a tiebreaker. So Tyson breaks out his guitar and says, "Name that tune as the tiebreaker." And I couldn't guess it, and I lost the title.
Oh, that's pretty much the stock tiebreaker.
And did the other person get it?
Yes, she kicked my butt. So I physically bowed down to her because she kicked my butt.
So that's Erica Curry and Cassandra Cardenas of Trashy Podcast, which is one of the other podcasts that comes out on Mondays that I listen to every week, along with Thoughts Bar.
Wait, now this is not another podcast that you're involved with. You seem to be involved on the ground floor with a lot of these. So as a going concern.
So essentially, Trashy basically brings you news stories in an entertaining way. So you get the current news stories, but you're entertained.
I will subscribe to it right now. I will either subscribe to it. I'll get it where I normally get my podcasts.
So
I forgot the name of it.
Trashy Podcast. Trashy twice.
Ladies, we just scored you another podcast listener. So bring your asses back here. Bring your asses back here, Erica and Cassandra, because please. Yeah, but I think it's because of me they don't come back. Or do you think it was because of me?
I would say it's because we haven't asked them yet. And not that they necessarily would immediately, but it hasn't come up yet. They don't have anything against you, certainly.
I would hope not.
Yeah. So we have two words left.
They have a lot of. They have a good rating. They're rated very highly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're great. Are you kidding me? They're great.
They're rated high. I sound like the oldest Jew in the room. Rated very highly.
Highly rated. It's like the joke when you
Oh.
and Josh are doing the Jerry Lewis voice on certain words that sound Jerry Lewis-esque.
Yes.
One of them is
Frame and lens.
framing lens. One of my favorites is, I don't think you guys have done this one, but you might at one point. It's the vitamin, riboflavin.
Riboflavin.
Yeah,
Such a great Jerry Lewis word. I hope it should be named after. I mean, he should have that as on his grave.
riboflavin. I can see
No,
that.
that's not a good one. No, but it really is his vitamin.
It really is vitamin. Vitamin.
The riboflavin.
Riboflavin. Such a funny. Yes. Sorry. Just brings back memories of Mystery Science Theater. Corpse Vanishes, I think, or Robot versus Aztec Mummy. Not sure. Can't remember. All right. So the second to last word, the penultimate word, is.
Ooh.
Thank you. Is let's see. How's this pronounced? Okay, it's been a while. Ecdemolagnia.
What is it called?
I hear someone. Is someone whispering in your ear, or you have an IFB?
An IFB? What is that?
Isn't that like an in-ear thing?
Oh, might be. Could be.
I'm probably getting the letters wrong.
IFB. Ecdemolagnia. See, I've written it here and I've put.
Oh, ecdemo. Okay, I think I know what it is. Even no, not really.
It's possible. It is a noun for starters. I think these are all nouns. Oh, they all turn out to be nouns. Well. Oh, well. So is ecdemolagnia extreme lustfulness when one is away from home? Is it having a shrill, warbly voice? Or is it the urge to incite a riot?
B. I'm gonna go with B too because I don't even think C. C sounds like that can't even be a word. And A, I forgot what it was.
So did I.
A is extreme lustfulness when one is away from home.
I think that might be it, but it sounds phony, so I'm gonna go with B.
Okay, Mr. Kindler is going with B. Which one did you say you went for with Hunter?
I'm going with Andy, B.
Oh, you're both saying B. I'm sorry. Okay. And no new points. It is, in fact, extreme lustfulness when one is away from home.
Oh, I never go with my instincts. I thought that was the thing, and I said, "Don't go with your instincts, pal. You're always wrong."
Well, it's, these are words that people don't use anymore, and I'm trying to encourage people to at least examine language a bit more because I find language very fascinating, especially when.
You okay?
All
right.
Oh.
No, you're right though.
Oh. I just got chair apnea. Oh, you were looking up the stars just now, weren't you? The planets that you don't want to hit you in the head. Such a strange thing to say out loud.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. I was sitting in the
but out of context.
We know you wouldn't make that up.
I was sitting in the studio one day. So this is probably, out of 5 years, the most proper studio that I ever had.
Nice.
Where it's just a studio, like a legit studio. And I'm sitting here one night and I'm looking at the ceiling and I'm like, you know what? I want stars and I want planets. So I ordered something off of Amazon.
Bring me the universe.
And I'm sitting there. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sitting there and I ordered it off Amazon and it came with 250 star stickers. Now keep in mind, I'm sitting here with a step stool putting 250 stars on the ceiling. And finally I'm like, okay, well, it comes with plastic planets and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting that up there. So now I'm just hoping that I don't screw up. Don't hit me on the head.
They're not very big, are they? These things? I mean,
they're so Jupiter is obviously the biggest one.
Well, except for the sun, the big yellow one's the sun.
That's the thing. It didn't come with the sun.
It's Brian Regan.
So I have to get the sun for this. It came with everything else but the sun for some odd reason. So the planets themselves, they're not in any type of formation. They're just kind of like spread out. Yeah, exactly. Wherever I decided to place them, with planet Earth being right where I'm pointing. So yeah.
So you are the center of your universe.
I am, legitimately the center of this universe. Yes.
Cool. Last word starts with a W.
A W.
It is Waitwald. It is spelled Wetewold. Waitwald. It is a noun, as I previously said. Ooh, does this sound familiar to somebody?
No,
Okay,
but you picked all nouns,
I have.
and we're gonna have to look into it.
Something about being stacked against nouns and the other reference. Is a Waitwald a patient cuckold? Or
Wait, did you just say patient cuckold?
cuckold? Yeah, a patient
Cuckold.
cuckold. Not like a doctor patient, but like one who shows patience. And-
Okay, so it's not like a husband has to watch his wife have sex.
No, it is.
with the dude.
But he's patient.
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
it's a patient cuckold, which is like
Wow.
I would imagine that
Oh,
being like a participating cuckold, if you have a fetish, is the epitome of patience. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I'll wait. Keep going. Is it a patient cuckold, or is it a sloppy, opulent man, or is it a underwound timepiece?
A.
I'm gonna go with underwound timepiece on the same philosophy that I've gone with all of them, thinking that it sounds like it could be right, so it's gonna be wrong.
And Hunter gets the second point, leaving the score at 2-0, with Hunter taking the game.
Wow!
So real quick,
Congratulations.
I usually have a little applause thing that makes sound, but
And Hunter's back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the new champion.
congratulations, sir. Your
Wow!
belt is coming in the mail.
Congratulations. Thanks for and the gloating is good too. I like the gloating.
Yeah. So to recap real quickly, the first word started with an A, it's antinomian. The second word started with an N, which is nympholepsy. The third word started with a D. The fourth word started with an R. The fifth word started with an E. And the sixth word started with a W.
That is very nice. I feel as if it was done for the formal spelling of my name.
And you know what? You are the first person on this show to actually get that reference. So whenever we have a guest,
Really, people just get confused at that point.
Yes. So whenever we have a guest on for the first time, we do this game with the first letter of their name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And you are the first person to get the fact that we or Tyson did the words to match the first letters of your first name.
Right. The formal version in this case, because I'll tell you why. I did the name Andy first, and we can't because there's only two words that start with Y in this, and we've used them both already. So
I want to say that probably because he's the second Andy on the show. We had Andrew.
We didn't do a quiz with him though.
Oh, that's right. We couldn't. So, okay. My apologies. So, Andy.
Why did the other Andy refuse to do a quiz?
We had. It was just kind of chaotic. And fun.
We had Andrew. Who was it?
Yes. He told us all about his nipple ring, and we asked. That was a thing in the news for a little while. Remember that? Anyway.
No, does he have a nipple? I hope he doesn't really have a nipple. No.
We had Andrew.
It's Andy Dick. We had Andy Dick on the show.
Yeah, we had Andrew Dick on the show. And here's what we didn't suspect. So we never per se done this show live before, even though we gear it towards a live audience. We speak as we're speaking to a live audience. So here's what we weren't prepared for. So we had Andrew Dick on the show, and he was at a party, a legitimate party, and we were doing the show with him and a live audience,
on speakerphone,
like an entire room.
So that was interesting. That was different.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a first. I think that's a first.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I don't know why everything went quiet, but I get it. You guys don't like me to rate things, so I understand my place.
So that was fun. The point of the game also is usually to foster the conversation that it did have. So that's the I'm glad that it worked.
The mission statement. The mission statement.
The mission statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like I like language. I like.
Yes, I can tell.
I tried to learn Esperanto recently. Did about 4 months of that, and I'm doing okay with it. But in fact, I actually wrote. Oh, I don't know why I'm trying to show you this. It's going to be backwards, but somewhere. No, you can't see it. So on my notebook, I wrote very small. It's also on my Instagram. Is a picture of the term "ne estas culero," which in Esperanto means there is no spoon, basically.
You're cutting out, Tyson.
Oh.
I heard you're pretty good on my end, but I can't
frozen.
speak for everybody.
Oh, well,
He's frozen.
I can see everybody. So everything's fine, Hunter. Don't worry. It's all good. You're frozen. We're not. You are.
Isn't it odd that Hunter doesn't know that he's the one who's frozen?
But he's got his hands in
I'm the one. Yeah, you all are frozen to me.
Hunter, it's okay. No, you're not being held up. Everything's fine. All
Yeah, please do not keep your hands
Okay.
extended, though.
right.
Okay.
Keep your hands where I can see him.
It's almost a Tebow.
Yes,
I
officer.
don't know what that is. Nor is it dabbing. I don't know my sports
Tim
references.
Tebow.
Yeah. So, did you have a question, Hunter, or were you just gesturing? Because I wasn't sure if I missed a cue or not. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. It's just that you guys are frozen and you kind of sound like robots.
Okay. Well, everything's sounding a-okay on our end at the moment. So, I mean, on this end here where the recording is happening. So that's good. That's good. Thank you for.
I heard none of that.
Oh, okay.
I heard it all.
Well, it was complimentary.
Yes, and also the mints are complimentary.
The mints. Yes, they're like those little Valentine's Day hearts that say nice things on them. Instead of like "be mine," they're like nice hair or
Exactly.
love your
No,
nails.
yeah, exactly. Now, why did you strip down?
Oh, there you are.
That was my
There you
game
are.
show
Why did you
jacket.
strip down?
Hold on. Hold
Oh,
on.
I see.
Yeah, it's
No
actually-
offense.
I got this at a thrift
No
store.
No
I
offense
didn't know
to
that
Stephen
was-
Hawking. No offense to Stephen Hawkins, but on my end, you guys kind of sound like Stephen Hawkins right now. You know.
Well, if you call him Stephen Hawkins one more
there you
time, I'm going to fall down on the floor.
there
That's
you,
so
there you
great.
go.
It's Stephen
There you go.
Hawkins.
Yes, you guys. For a brief second, you guys froze, and you sounded like Stephen Hawking.
And we went
It's
into
kinda like-
the black hole.
By the way, Andy. So, when I suggested that we do a podcast to Tyson,
Okay.
I had bought equipment that I could afford at the time, and very generic equipment. I had a Toshiba laptop. I had I had a really crappy soundboard and all that crap, and it tended to do exactly what it just did right now, and
Tech problems.
it used to freeze. There was times when we were ready to rock and roll, but like it would take me an hour to get Skype up because that's how crappy the computer was. Like, let me show you what I'm dealing with. So back in the day,
Lord of Linden, we used to kick routines and our presence was fit.
this is what I was dealing with: a very small, crappy soundboard. Yes.
It's nice looking.
Now, yes, it is, but thankfully, I'm dealing with a much larger Pro FX sound mixer, which is 1,000 times better, and plus my computer is a what the fuck is it called? My bad. HP Pavilion. Sorry.
Nice. No, it's fine. I just imagined that you were immediately going to go like, yeah, it's right here, and then.
No, but I mean that's what we were dealing with back in the day. We were dealing with audio problems, freezing, things like that.
We call them
And
the podcast gremlins.
Yes. So there were times when like Tyson and I were like, okay, we're ready to rock and roll. Oh, guess what? Skype's not working. The computer's not working. The sound is not working. We had a stand-up comedian by the name of Ed Wallach who was ready to rock and roll with us. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Ed, but my computer is crap. And the only way I can fix this is I have to do Skype on my phone. So there was just for him, I would have to just, forget the computer, forget the soundboard, forget the headphones or the mic, and just go with my phone. And just because I don't want to waste his time, and so that's back in the day.
You have to when the chips are down and all of that kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
but
You
there
have
was
to
also
step
there
it
was-
up.
there was also times when guests had problems with their Skype as well. So, but thankfully, one time we had a problem with that, and Tyson figured out a way to do it via phone. So he's like, "Hey, listen, you can't, we have to just do it on our phones. Do you care?" I'm like, "No, not at all, because I can sit in my recliner." So that was when that was Josh Barnes. So
yeah, first time.
yeah, so
Comedian
we
Josh
made.
Barnes.
Yes, we made things work over the years, and believe me, if you saw things uncut and raw, you'd be like, "Damn, Tyson, you are a fucking master." And he is. He definitely, with all the crap that he had to deal with over the years with freezing, audio cutouts, and whatever else, particularly with Andrew Dick, because his audio and sound was cutting out. He is Dumbledore. His magic is like godlike level. He's a god. That's all I'm going to say. No, you're a god. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And no wand involved.
You're making them. He's blushing and everything.
Right. So for anyone that doesn't listen to or doesn't watch Harry Potter, every wizard, no matter how strong you are, has a wand. It seems. And like it doesn't seem like their natural magic comes out of their hands or fingers or whatever. It comes from a wand. But Tyson,
Well, the rules are a little sketchy, but yeah, go ahead.
Tyson is an omnipotent being, or whatever the hell it's called. He's the god of podcasting, and for all the problems that we've had over the years, definitely you would not tell based on his editing skills. So again, I thank you, sir.
So none of this will make it into the.
No,
thing.
it definitely will.
Definitely.
It definitely will.
Now, can you guys hold on one second? I have to gonna check with my wife and tell her where I am. And I'll be right back. But don't talk about me.
Okay.
Oh, okay. We won't talk about you. We'll talk about you.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone.
Oh my God! I'm so glad I'm able to make it here for this.
Yeah. Hey, if you got any questions about Everybody Loves Raymond, you might want to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I mean, like we have been recording with him for 2 hours and almost 15 minutes. So he agreed to do an hour, and it's been beyond that. So I really appreciate that he's been sticking with us. So if I just keep that in mind. That's why I was like, really anxious to get to the game, So
yes, no, I'm dude. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I just
if you saw how upset I was that I wasn't going to be able to make this.
Oh yeah. Hello.
All right. So Andy, Tyson is right. So,
what?
No. So I do have questions for you.
Okay. Now, I how much time do you guys? Because I'm starting to get hungry.
Right.
My wife wants to make me some, and not that my wife normally makes me dinner. It's not that kind of a relationship. There's no, we're not like a cavemen here.
Well, I want to personally say I thank you for being on the show for this long.
Well, no, I mean I can still go long. I can still go a little bit longer.
Okay.
But so go ahead. I just wanted to give you a warning that.
Oh, absolutely.
I know Elvis doesn't like it when you eat on the show. Feel free to eat on the show if you need to.
Whatever you want. So Everybody Loves Raymond. What was that like?
It was fun. It was it was such a popular sitcom that it was, and I only had a few lines every time I was on, so it was really a dream come true. But on the other hand, I was very panicky that time in my life. It's like it was kind of like you go through something like that, and you feel pressure sometimes. So, it's hard to even evaluate it. But they were all great people. All funny. Greg Garrett's very funny.
What I've seen.
A couple of the people are dead.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of people are dead from the beginning.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, Doris Roberts and Peter Boyle, I believe.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And rest in peace, me. You know what I'm saying? When I go,
well, yeah,
I want there to be crying. I want there to be sad times. And I want you guys to go. We're gonna miss. He will be missed.
Guaranteed. If we survive you will be lauded on the program.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you phrasing that I might outlive you, but I don't think so.
I think you'll outlive me. And I say this because over the course of my business, is can somewhat be harsh sometimes.
You mean
Not that it,
your day job?
yes, not that it means to be, but
That could be dangerous.
to look at no, yes and no.
In theory.
But in theory, yes, it can be. But I think that you'll definitely outlive me.
Okay, well,
100%.
I look forward to. I don't look forward to it specifically in relation to you. I don't relish the idea of you dying and me living longer. It doesn't sound like fun. I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to watch anybody die, because I've been on stage myself and have died many years on stage every night as the crowd leaves. The crowd leaves disappointed, hurt, often feeling worse than they felt before they came in. I've gotten letters from the military saying they feel that their sense of humor was diminished. I'm joking, guys. I kill every night.
You are funny.
Kill. They call me the AK-47 of comedy.
You are definitely funny, and we would definitely would love for you to come back.
I will come back. And is there anything that I need to wrap up with, Tyson? If there's something that I need to...
Oh, well, let's make sure all your social medias and things that you want to get out there are, you're Andy Kindler Superstar, I believe, on Instagram.
Andy Kindler Superstar on Instagram, which I still don't quite understand. It's got stories. It's got things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm at Andy Kindler. Oh, you know what would be nice for people to do, and I think it'd be very cool if everybody now did it, is I have a comedy CD called Hence the Humor.
Yes, I've heard that.
Very proud of it. I think you should all download it. If not tonight, tomorrow morning. I'm so old, I remember when things were promoted, they would say, so you don't forget, order before midnight tonight. That's how old I am. They wouldn't even they weren't saying you get less money on it. They just used a phony baloney sales tactic. So you don't forget, order before midnight tonight. But now you can download this, and $10 some of it will go to me.
Hence the humor.
And you'll be laughing. You'll be laughing.
I definitely was laughing when I listened to it the other day.
All right.
Fun stuff.
And then Thought Spiral. Yeah, question?
Or are you holding up Saturn?
No. I'm holding up my hand because I want to say something.
Like the brass ring, except it's Saturn's ring. Sorry,
Yes.
that should have stayed in my head. Please continue.
So, in my personal opinion, when you're like that fucking cool, which this guy is this fucking cool, you're never fucking old.
Thank you very much. The thing about what you're saying is true, but people can't figure out that I'm obsessed like an old Catskills comic. I never thought I would be, I knew I wasn't going to be doing prostate jokes. I never thought I would be obsessed with my father when he was age 40 on. He was like, oh, I'm old, forget it. And I've turned into my father. But he was a very nice man, so it's I can accept it. But I really am that guy. How old are you? I'm older than you. Okay, Andy, we get it. You're scared of death. No, you need to know more. I'm really old.
Yeah, but you know what? The way I look at it, you're so fucking cool. You're not old.
That's true. I definitely say that to my wife often, and I also say it to my manager, who doesn't answer the phone. And I say it. I'm kidding, folks. Guys, you guys. I feel this is all jokes. I'm on top of the world.
You are.
Are you kidding
on top
me?
Of the world.
How else could I be on Andy Social at 10 to midnight? It's 10 minutes from now. Thought Spiral will be coming out. This is very exciting.
You're also on. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that Andy is also on Cameo. So, like, if you want,
yes, you could, and I'm very affordable. $35. I will. First of all, I will be obsequious in a second, and I just like that word. And also on Bob's Burgers, but no, Cameo, $35. I mean, try and beat that price. I thought it would be. I wasn't sure how it would be, but I've actually I love doing them. But it's easy for me to say because I'm making sweet cash.
Uh-huh. Now, will people? Do you have your Cameo linked on your Twitter site, like on the description or something?
I think it is. No, everyone's doing this thing now, like a link tree.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm going to be getting on the bottom line of that bottom. But if you just go to Cameo, I mean, I'm not saying that it's too late for this year's Father's Day. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, by the way, Tyson.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so he's going to be 2.5 real soon. And so here's an interesting thing about being relative ages and still being quote unquote old, as a person who is scraping the underside of 50, at 47, our son is named after a reference that it's very likely that the kids that he grows up with won't encounter for at least a few years. Like, we're not going to let him see the movie until until we get a good sense of what his like triggers are as far as creatures go. Right now, he doesn't seem to have any monster triggers. And why would he? What's a monster to a baby?
True.
I mean, unless there's got to be something specific, and it's hard to nail it down. So anyway, but the movie Labyrinth. So he is named after David Bowie's character in Labyrinth, Jareth, the Goblin King.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
I don't know that movie. Don't hold it against me.
It's fine.
I don't know half the words you guys are saying. DC and your AC and your this and that.
Well, Tyson, I think that almost 10 years of us knowing together, you definitely, if I had to say, like, you had to raise me in some way, you definitely did a good job to some extent. I think that, obviously, the Labyrinth is, those goblins were fun. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. We live in a crazy world where, people get butt hurt over the tiniest little thing, and it's like, come on, guys, like, life is too short. That's
exactly right. You only go around once unless we don't. And
exactly.
If we don't, we'll deal with it. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm actually in danger of this gig going into a second day. You know what I'm saying? I started this gig on Sunday, and now it's going to be Monday soon.
Yes, it is.
So someone's got Tyson. You got to wrap it. Someone's got to wrap it up. We got to bring it home, baby.
Okay. Well, we can absolutely do the thing we say at the end of every formal anti-social
What do you
show.
What do you say?
Oh, that's about all the time we have for Antisocial Show. I'm Tyson Sainer.
And I'm Hunter Block.
And I'm the guest, Andy Kindler.
Be decent to each other.
Absolutely. Peace.
Have a good time, folks.